To you, live from the Orion Spiral Arm of the Milky Way Galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, somewhere outside of a World Cup game near you. My name is Brian Engelman. This guy is named Blake.
Oh.
Blake Wally, Black Pill Blake, Blake the Eccentric. He goes by many different names. And this right here, the thing that you are watching, I guess, here, let me switch I got to get used to this. This is all different for me. This thing that you're watching is the TNAM PM show. Check out fake Blake on the image.
Yeah.
Look at that, the TNAM PM show. Look at that.
Yeah.
Blake, you're the graphic master. You're the foot freaking master from Pulp Fiction. Master. You're the image master. Can you find a way to make an image that's like the image but not so fake Blakey? I don't know how to do it.
I like that one. I'm not going to complain about it. So I got a few of them. I'll have to make some more. I don't take a ton of pictures of myself, but I do have some other stock photos I could use if you would like for future episodes.
Yeah,
but,
I gave
with the fake Blake. I've seen some really bad fake Blakes from Grok before, which were kind of funny in their own way, but those are very flattering. I'll take it.
Yeah, well, that was the 20th generation. I had to correct it over and over, so it probably kept refining fake Blake.
You keep saying, make it more handsome, make it more handsome. Until I finally got it. Yes, that's good.
No, I was saying make him more like Hanson. Make him more like Hanson.
Oh, yeah.
Not the boy band, Chris Hansen.
Okay, there you go.
Hey, whatever works.
Sure.
But yeah, it's the evening. It's July 15th, Wednesday, July 15th, 2026. Thanks for being here, everybody. And we're going to sift through the news. We're going to rifle through the rubbish like a bunch of little trash pandas. Yeah, Blake, I don't even know if you know that about us now. We have a softball team called the TNAM Trash Pandas. Did you know this?
Oh, no, but I was just going to say, because I was been trying to plan this road trip down to Huntsville eventually, which isn't that far away from me, but they've got a minor league baseball team called the Trash Pandas.
No.
I'd learned that just a few weeks ago because I was like, what am I going to do if I go to Huntsville? I want to see the Rocket Museum. There's a big memorial museum, veterans. So there's a couple of cool things to do there, but I didn't know that they had a minor. I probably wouldn't be that interested, but I like the name. So it's just interesting that you also have the same name. That's what I thought of.
Yeah, I have an image. I'm asking X to find it, like LeBron James. I asked him. No, yeah. You asked him. You didn't ask him. You asked him. Okay, it's finding it. John Brenneman, Texas. Here's the new TNAM Trash Pan. All right, I think it found it. Let's see if I can share this. Yeah, Grok is fantastic when it wants to play nice. Here, let's full screen this. So here we go. Here's our TNAM Trash Pandas softball team. We got Nimbus and Ben as the.
This is not a real team.
Well, it's our team. It's a whole bunch of our regulars got jerseys because I said we're the TNAM Trash Pandas. We rifle.
I gotcha. All right, I was thinking like you're playing beer league softball or something. Okay, I was like, dude, I want to be on your team, but I got to get my hernia fixed because I'm a pretty good shortstop. But
yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to do. Yeah, I'm gonna get that patched up first.
Maybe you should. I heard maybe you could work on Kegels to fix that. Is that true or false?
I think it's an actual hole that needs to be stitched up. I don't know if there's any way to do that, but thank you. Yes.
But maybe Kegels. I on the internet, it's all the rage if people are trying. I don't know.
I just Ryan, I didn't expect that from you.
Right. Not from me. I said the internet. I am not.
The internet. Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, we rifle through the rubbish trying to separate fake news from fact. Because I've been dumpster diving. I went to Taos, New Mexico, and we would go to it was like 25 minutes, 30 minutes to go into the city of Taos. Not much of a city, and we would go to like the grocery store, and behind the grocery store, they would leave all this great organic produce. They couldn't sell it, but there's nothing bad with it. And so we would take it. We'd go back to our housing for interns, volunteers, and employees called the Hive. It was like 30 young adults living together in some pseudo spa retreat, earthship off the grid.
Bunch of dirty pot smoking hippies building earth ships in the desert.
playing in the
My
dust and
kind
the
of
mud.
people, no, just kidding. Not quite.
But yeah, I've
Sometimes.
gone dumpster diving. I do
Yeah.
reselling. So like I
I've
pick
done it too, man. I did the trying to help build Earth ships in the desert. Yes,
Mhm.
I've been there. Not quite in that situation.
Mark says,
I can
yes,
relate.
our TNAM Trash Panda team featuring the infamous Miami Bob. Blake, have you ever heard of Miami Bob?
Nope.
we
What's that?
have, I'm telling you, if you guys have not watched the TNAM Daily Show, you're missing out. We're usually live Monday through Friday at noon Eastern time. We have about 1,000 inside jokes between the regulars and myself over the past couple of years, and it's pretty great. Yeah, Miami Bob. I can't remember if I said that or if someone else said it. It all blurs together when you do, 3 hours a day, 5 days a week for a couple of years. But I think we were trying to remember what's the name of when Epstein, he put on those sunglasses and the Groucho Marx nose and he's driving around and in the convertible in Florida. What was his name? Miami Bob or something? Someone said Miami Bob. I'm like, no, it's Palm Beach Pete. So I think we have Palm Beach Pete on here somewhere. Well, now it's Belfast Bob. And then we have Speedy Goncami, Lil Marco. He should be playing 10 different positions, I guess. But yeah, it's our softball. But look, if you open the rubbish, sometimes you'll find, oh, this is great organic produce. These are bananas. Nothing wrong with these bananas. This is great. Oranges. Yeah, just peel these. These are great. And then other ones, you rip open a bag, you go, baby diapers. So it's like sometimes the raccoon finds delectable treats from the trash can, and sometimes the raccoon finds baby diapers. But that's what it's like opening the news every day, Blake. It's like, hey, we got a couple great stories. Look, this was a good story. Hey, look, somebody saved somebody from something. Oh, look at this heartwarming thing. Oh, here's a pile of shit I just stepped in. It's a flaming bag of shit on my front porch, That's what it feels like opening the news every day. So much you don't even open your door much anymore to the news, right? Or not as much.
I watch the news. I'm usually lurking. I'm not always interacting, and I haven't been making like a lot of content. Just I'm demoralized and blackpilled these days. But no, it's good to stay active. I still do the weekly show with Toxically Masculine Tuesday with Mike Barra, Trail Boss Steve Dorn, and Dr. Brooks Agnew. But yes, it's also nice to collab with other stuff. I'm not refusing media appearances. I know just so many people always trying to get me on their shows, but no, not really. But I am available. I just what do I do as far as how do I brand going forward in this new environment, which I am really disgusted by.
I've advised you. I've said Blake's takes.
You have
clips. Right. Blake's takes 60-second clips. I think they'd be condensed, tight, short.
Right. But it's still like the toxic environment of these post Charlie Kirk world.
God Almighty! I got I have it right there. See, look at that. That's an image when one of our regulars made. I don't know. I forget how that came up. Maybe I said what would I look like as a South Park, or he just did it. So that's me, the South Park character. Thanks, John.
Nice.
Got the hat.
Ooh. You gave Turning Point money.
Somebody did.
Okay.
Yeah, Blake, you know me. I don't give anybody money.
Those guys are greedy. I think they took out Charlie so they could hijack his business.
No way.
Well, I'm sure it was just this lone gunman who just was so mad about LGBT stuff and he just couldn't take it. Some things can't be reasoned with, Brian, and he just took it upon himself to take care of and whatever.
Yeah, maybe
the story, sweep it under the rug. Yeah.
Maybe Charlie Kirk should have been in a cage match with Tyler Robinson. And Mark is saying Palm Beach Pete should be in a cage match with Miami Bob. Yeah. That would be interesting. But hey, look, there is new Epstein news. JD Vance just went on Rogan. I have a couple of clips. And so I'll tell you what, let's do our show intro. And we could definitely revise this to be like a TNAM PM show and reconfigure some of this. I've been meaning to redo my show intro for like a year and a half. But we'll go with the version we have. It says the Agree to Disagree show. It says the TNAM Daily show. Might as well say the TNAM PM show. I also do Strictly Football. I also do Strictly Browns. I also do the Unhappy Hour. I also, I do a lot of stuff. I don't know. So here it goes. Here's the intro to the show. Grab your favorite beverage. Oh, by the way, if you want to support the show and get the new American Media mug, it's black and white and red all over, like a nun falling down the stairs, like a penguin in a blender, like the newspaper. Shoot me $40 on Venmo with your address, and I'll get it out to you. About $12 for shipping, so it's like $28 fundraiser. If you want a mug, let me know. But grab your favorite beverage and join us now, because the TNAM PM show starts now.
Your guide to the truth, the new AmericanMedia.com.
Yes, and of course you recognize real Blake from the real footage there at Bundy Ranch, of course, in the show intro. Yeah, you're right there. You're right alongside Charlie Kirk. You know,
we've been at two of the biggest events in American history, really.
Of our lifetime? Of our lifetime.
No, I mean, if anything, I mean, you're talking about two of the greatest where patriots rebelled against a rogue federal government. That would have been the Bundy Ranch, Bunkerville, Nevada, and January 6th. We are in an elite category, Brian. We were at both events, unbeknownst to many out there. We have a lot more cred than we, you would think. But
I think it's time, Blake. I think it's time that the world finds us. You know, I don't know how you break through this.
I'm on my black pilled stage, man. I wish they would have found me in 2014 or 2016, man. I was ready. Fired up. Anyway. Well, it's a different era. Now I'm middle-aged and I'm more black pilled these days, but still interesting stories to tell. Yes. Just got to get out of this weird chapter. This is an ugly chapter and a very unexpected and ugly chapter, I think, in the Trump era. Not the way I expected it to go.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and pull up our Instagram feed.
To be an
automatically
American.
playing.
And every one of us.
Okay.
I need help.
Let's see what people are talking about. Do you hear this Canadian? Hang on. How do I switch this? Let's try it like that. Do you see the story about the Canadian that punched someone who was wearing a MAGA piece of clothing? Now they've been detained by ICE. Canadians living in the States, and now she's probably going to get deported.
Wow.
Yeah, I played that on the TNAM.
Assaulting a teen girl?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I thought it was at least an adult, but okay.
They're unhinged. But
yeah.
We know.
If you don't.
Speaking of unhinged, let's see Democrat Representative Seth Moulton fuming after ICE took out an illegal who was trying to run them over. Here we go. I love the performance art from these Democrats. I love watching them act. It's fantastic. It's like a great B movie.
If you don't think this is fucked up, you don't know what it means to be an American. And
I don't know what it means to be an American.
Every one of us should be angry right now in this moment and willing to stand up for our values.
Yes, we got to stand up for our values, and all of our jaw lines need to be completely square. Do you even know this guy? Democrat Rep Seth Moulton.
Maybe I've heard the name, but I've never seen him. No, so I didn't know at first if that was a rep or if that was a Blaze reporter. But it's clearly a Democratic representative.
To be fair, it looks a little bit like Alex Stein.
That was I don't know about that.
No, from a distance.
Vaguely, like his weird uncle.
Took his
his
cousin.
alcoholic uncle.
Yeah, it's his
Or his
cousin
cousin.
Alan Stein.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
All right, let's let him go because the Democrats have been taught you got to cuss a little bit because that's why people vote for Trump, because he cusses a little bit like a normal guy. And it's not about the issues. You got to fight Trump and you got to be angry. That's how you win elections, says the Democrat strategist.
Yeah, it's emotions over logic.
Always made this country great. And anyone who's just letting these MAGA autocrats get away.
Yeah, right there. I love it. Anyone who's letting these MAGA
Was it what
autocrats
the law, respecting the rule of law that we've had? I don't get it. Yeah.
But you can tell he's searching for that fake word. It's like, well, sir, the polling data says we need to use the term autocrats. Autocrats, unite.
Yep, I love those buzzwords.
What I've done. Cut to Michael Bay. The autocrats and the Decepticons. It's a Transformers reference, Blake. Do you get it?
Oh, I never saw those movies. I had Transformers when I was a kid. I'm old enough to have had those GoBots and Transformers, but no, I never watched the movies. Sorry, so I didn't get to watch them.
They're actually pretty good. They're about robot aliens coming down from the moon. Blake, go figure.
They didn't look that bad. It's like low priority out of all this stuff. So,
well, I'll tell you what. Go back and watch the Megan Fox ones. The like maybe the first two.
Oh, it's gonna be a ways, Brian. I'm in my. Got my HBO finally. I've got caught up on all these shows. And Tubi, have you seen Tubi? Tubi is gold. It's all free. Well, it's got a lot of commercials and shit. But maybe if it's on Tubi, I will find Transformers. I'm not against watching it.
Okay.
So as soon as it comes on Tubi or Netflix and I have spare time, I have a few of these streaming. So I'm not against it. It's just there's so many other things.
Yeah, the first couple are good. the one with Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox, maybe
Shia
the first two.
Yeah.
Yes. And then maybe the next one was still good. I don't know if I think Mark Wahlberg jumped in. The one after that was pretty bad. I wanted to like it. There were components that were okay. It went like woke and weird. It took like the hot chick component out and just made like this frumpy. Hello. I might be non-binary. Oh, yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like it went like, oh, it was like peak Floyd era where you gotta erase the Cleveland Indians and the Washington Redskins for George Floyd or something.
Yeah, it's that era we have to eliminate. Yeah.
I mean, that whole 2020 to 2025 era was just kind of off the rails. I wonder how the history books are going to write this thing. However, if the leftists get their way, they're going to write it like, for that brief shining moment where
let's get rid of history, right?
The dear leader Joe Biden with his 81 million totally legitimate votes. Blake, let me run this past you real quick.
Yeah.
I have this new theory.
Okay.
The Democrats are not going to cheat this time around by adding fake votes, like many people claim happened in 2020. Countervailing views, go to cisa.gov/rumor control because you can't have people out there claiming that the election was false. I think now they're going to be pushing low voter turnout and they're going to be deleting actual votes. I think that's going to be their only strategy with the Save America Act looming. I think they're going to just try to tank legitimate votes. Have you heard of that one? Have you thought about that one?
No, not yet. It depends on whether they pass the Save Act, and it depends on how the split with the GOP goes, the Republicans. Because right now, I'm really not feeling it to vote either way. So I wouldn't vote for the Democrats, but I'm not voting for any of these MAGA people either. So if they're rebranding MAGA, I don't want to be part of that. So we'll see.
To be fair,
yeah,
the past 3 elections, you haven't voted for Trump either.
Well, that's technicality. So I went right.
It's 3-0. It's 3 times.
No, I voted for him when I was in California. What year he lost in 2020. I didn't vote in 2016, but come on, that wasn't fair because I was registered in Nevada and I was in Minnesota. I was all over the place because I was like basically living in an RV.
Down
So
by the river.
kind of, yeah, in the desert.
Did you see that lady Democrat who was out there looking like Chris Farley? Did you see this clip going around?
No.
Okay, keep going. Let me find this lady. But you're saying you were sort of a nomad, wanderer, vagabond,
right?
Call you what you will.
And in 2020, I messed up last time because I was in Tennessee. I thought that I didn't register, and then when I was trying to register, it said you have to have 30 days because they actually give a shit in Tennessee. Like you can't do same day voting, so you have to have at least 30 days in advance that you're registered. So I was like, oh shit, I forgot. Now I'm too late. But it turns out that I was registered, but I wasn't too worried about it because Tennessee's super red, and there wasn't really any doubt. But that's the only reason I didn't. Otherwise, no, I definitely would have.
And it's not like California was gonna,
Right, but at least I had to make a point in California,
Yeah.
So that was good. And then I was in Sedona the night of the election when Arizona had all those shenanigans and they stopped counting in the middle of the night.
You were in Sedona for that?
Yeah, that was when I was traveling out of LA after the lockdown, and then eventually made my way to Tennessee. That was that road trip. That was like the first stop.
Did I ever show you this, Blake?
Ah, nice. Cool.
Pyramid. So this was photographed in Bell Rock, Sedona, Arizona. It's the site of one of the largest energy vortexes in Sedona.
Yeah.
It is a combination of ruby and zoisite. Ruby is a strong firestone and focuses on the heart chakra. It can awaken passionate emotions, but it heals as well. The zoisite balance the strong energies of the ruby, making this combination stone excellent for balancing all energies, especially those that are quick and passionate. The merging of these two stones is also helpful with clarifying and focusing creativity, which comes from fire and the heart. If you often feel that your ideas are swirling about in your head, this stone can help balance and focus them. It's right here at my desk at the TNAM headquarters, Sedona, Bell Rock, specifically.
Pretty cool.
Given to my brother as a gift and then retrieved after his passing. So it sits here. You were in Sedona as they were stealing.
Yeah, been to Bell Rock. Yeah, they got like four vortices or however they call it. Yeah, vortices. Yeah, Bell Rock is one of those. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. One of my favorite spots in the country by far. So
Mark says it looks like an unfriendly butt plug. Well, Mark, it depends what you're into, I suppose. Friendly, unfriendly, I don't know. This is that lady, Blake, I was telling you about.
Okay. I have not seen this.
Democrat. Just look at the freeze frame here. Democrat Representative Haley Stevens campaigning for U.S. Senate. This is so good.
And you better believe I'm going to be doing it with a little bit of joy, a little bit of enthusiasm, a little bit of energy, and a little bit of stick it to them. And you better believe
a little bit of stick it to them.
Wow.
All right, how's everybody? Good.
Gotta give it a little stick it to them.
Good.
Because that's how we do it here in Minnesota.
I'm going to be doing it with a little bit of joy, a little bit of enthusiasm.
She looks like a puppet, like a marionette. Like these are not normal human emotions, human reactions, human movements.
She's passionate. Give me that to her.
I think she went to the hand-talking gesticulation school of Gavin Newsom, maybe.
I think they've mastered it. It's all about emotions, and there doesn't have to be facts or logic. It's like just like that guy. It's an appeal to emotion.
Speaking of emotions, back to this guy.
Away with this needs to fight or get out of the way. It's
fight or get out of the way. We're gonna fight, and we're gonna fight ICE, and we're gonna get shot, and then we're gonna blame ICE for getting shot. Yeah, that's not quite the George Floyd moment you're hoping to recreate with your AstroTurf rage campaigns, Democrats.
It's time for us to stop this.
Steve Lodge says, "Whose cat is sitting on his head?" Okay, that's kind of funny.
So if you're on your way to Maine right now, thank you.
Go to Maine and go fight and go die so we can get a martyr and maybe get somebody to push us past 20% approval rating because we've been stuck in the teens.
If you're standing up and fighting in your community, thank you.
Thank you. I hope you get shot so we can plaster your face.
If you're doing everything you can to protect our values.
Yeah, our values mean let everyone else with their values come in and dilute our values.
Thank you. But if you're someone who can do more, then we need to do more. We need to do more right now.
He looks like a lunatic, Blake. Look at those eyes.
Yeah, that's a broken man inside. He is very confused.
Because
He's just
lives
angry.
are on the line. Lives are getting lost. Because what? He used his Prius as a weapon?
What? You mean a car could take somebody's life? Come on. It's basically a scooter. It's basically a bicycle. It's like a skateboard. You saw the Ninja Turtles. They never hurt anyone except for all those foot soldiers. So, Blake, it's just a vehicle.
Yeah, no, that's insane. Like when they were trying to say that about when it happened in Minnesota, when that poor woman got run over. But it was like, yeah, it's like a 3,000 or pound vehicle.
Mhm.
That's a weapon.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much a Prius weighs. At least 1,500 pounds. I don't know, but that's a lot with the horsepower. Even though it's a dinky little car, yeah, that's a serious weapon. Nobody's gonna stop that.
Yeah.
At 2.5 miles an hour?
If it crushes and runs over a human, I mean, they're sure to bounce back. We've all watched Gumby.
That's just an excuse to shoot somebody.
Yeah,
That's what's going on.
Excuse. We signed up not to protect this country, but to shoot innocents.
These thugs want an excuse to shoot someone like they're patrolling the Warsaw Ghetto in 1941. That's bullshit.
What a dumbass. Warsaw Ghetto. Gotta keep calling them Nazis. We're on past a decade of calling the people that disagree with the dopey Democrats Nazis. They're still going to this stupid playbook, Blake, and the Democrats are polling at about 17 to 19% approval rating. I mean, let them, I guess. It's just if they keep cheating, they're going to, we're a 51-49 country. Oh, it's razor thin margins. The country's so divided. No, it's not. These people are lunatics. We all see it, but we let them get away with cheating and won't pass the Save America Act, right?
Well, these are their voters, so they don't want them going. This is their future, so they're mad about what ICE are, trying to get some of these people out of here. I don't, if that's what he's complaining about, I guess that's where it's going. But this also shows the Democrats they're hiring these influencers, so they're not real like grassroots, like actual like people that are had it. They're activists, and that they put a bunch of money, and this what they like to do is to make these little sound bites so they can go on Instagram and TikTok, and they can reach Generation Z, and they can make it sound like it's a terrible thing that we're removing people that shouldn't be here to begin with, like the people that came in the country illegally over the last several years, and ICE has a job to do, and we're not obligated to we didn't need these people. We didn't ask for them. We shouldn't be on the hook to pay for them, and they should not have voting rights now or in the future. Like, this is ridiculous, and they're trying to normalize this. It's like, we're bad because we want to have like integrity and take care of our own problems. So
now, if she was driving an Integra, Blake just said integrity. That reminds me, if it was an Integra, then that still wouldn't have mattered going 2 miles an hour.
Right.
Okay. I made 2 comments on here, Blake, and I'm curious what you think is the better comment. And I'll ask chat. Chat, type in the comments, which is the better comment. Said, is this a cheesy WWE promo from the 80s? Of course, it'd be called WWF. So I guess I'm already noticing an issue with it. But is this a cheesy?
You're overthinking it. Not everybody knows that. But yes, I was a huge wrestling fan back in the 80s. So that is a good one, Brian.
And then the other one is, sir, this is a Wendy's.
Now, technically, that's been used many times, but it still applies, and that's still awesome. So I do respect both those comments.
All right. Well, tell me in chat, do you like the Wendy's comment or the WWE wrestling comment better? I like dropping little jokes on
because not everybody's old enough to appreciate the wrestling video or the rest. Yeah, those back in those days, unless they get the shoot videos, which are fantastic. But I've already spent dozens of hours, it feels like, watching all of those already. With Bobby the Brain
shoot video?
Yeah, it's where all the old wrestlers, they talk about, they give you the old stories. Yeah, I think they call them shoot videos or something. I don't know
okay.
why.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Those are gold. If you're into 80s wrestling, those are highly recommended. Yeah. Just
Hacksaw
listening to
Jim
Bobby-
Duggan here.
Yeah. Well, some of the depending on who it was. I mean, there's
The
some really
cheesy
good
ones were
out there.
so bad.
Oh yeah, but I mean, at the time I was a kid. And it was so great. I loved that.
Can we go
that
back?
was so fun.
If we could snap our fingers and wake up in like 1980, 1980 or whatever.
Ooh,
I mean, would
you
we?
were just born, Brian. You were too young.
A young tyke.
Yeah.
Would you do it? I want to know in chat. Would you wake up? Would you snap your fingers and wake up 40, 45 years ago?
And have to start all over again? Like, would I be able to come back?
Start all over again.
For like
and
a week.
Do everything another way, knowing what you know now.
Oh, it'd be a nightmare. No, I wouldn't. It
Would it
sounds
really?
appealing. Oh yeah, no, there's no way I'd want to do that all over. I mean, maybe it'd be fun to kind of hack the system in a way, but still, like, I couldn't imagine like having to be like with the mind of a 48-year-old, like going to grade school and pretending like I'm like a normal kid hanging out with my other 10-year-old friends. Like, no, I couldn't do that just so I'd eventually get rich and I'd know, oh yeah, we're gonna get Yahoo and Microsoft and Apple and whatever, and Bitcoin. I don't know if it would be worth it. I don't know if I could do it all over
Watching
again.
wresling on Saturday mornings or whatever day.
But it'd be reruns for me, right? It'd be fun in the beginning, but then I'd be watching television on I guess what, 15-inch TV, 17.
If you're lucky.
Right. So
I remember watching Saturday Night Live, maybe that skit with Chris Farley in a van down by the river.
Yeah.
On a black and white TV that we brought into the garage, the back half of the garage. We built something. We rolled up the back of the garage door and put like this screen in it. And we laid out the sleeping bags and brought out a black and white TV, watching Saturday Night Live, risque comedy.
Yeah.
And just like hanging out, playing video games, eating all sorts of garbage food, bouncing off the walls from ADHD. It wasn't ADHD.
Pizza rolls.
It was
probably a pizza.
It was actually a lot of the ADD from the 1980s was it was more the petroleum-based food dyes instead of a biological condition.
Right.
So there's
it was a different diet. Yeah. I bet you were a party pizza guy, weren't you, Brian? Just admit it. You were a Totino's party pizza. Those were
pizza
awful.
rolls?
No, the pizza rolls were good, but the
Party
pizza party pizza. Yeah, it was like the weird looking. Some people really liked them. Okay.
Now I'll tell you what I did like. I
liked
the Mexican pizzas. Those stop sign shaped Mexican pizzas at lunch. Oh, I still can't find
stop sign. You didn't have rectangle ones?
No, they're shaped like a stop sign. They're like what, hexagonal or what? How many sides on a stop sign? 5 or 6? 6?
How'd they cut those? No, I've never seen anything like that. No, everybody had the same rectangles, Brian. They were on big sheet pans, and they cut them into big rectangles. That was pizza in grade school.
No, I said Mexican pizza.
A Mexican pizza. Oh, so I don't remember. Yeah. Maybe it was like a local delicacy then for you guys in Cleveland.
Okay.
Perhaps a regional thing.
Tell me in chat. By the way, in chat, they're talking about all these fires in Canada. I know we got Alberta Arnold up there. Northern David, he's up there. A lot of Canadian viewers love this show. We appreciate you. We love you, Canada. We want you to reclaim your
huge
freedom.
Kids in the Hall fan. Yeah. All right.
I am pinching your head. I'm pinching you.
Crushing your head.
Oh, is it? I am crushing your head. I thought it was I'm pinching.
No, crushing.
Crushing?
No worries. Close enough. You got it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm asking Grok to find show image of school pizza, Mexican pizza, shaped like a stop sign. I don't know if Grok can't find it. Maybe it's like going to be a Berenstein Bears thing that apparently never happened. Like
No, I'm sure it did. It just you had that in school. They served it, or was that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I love Pretzel Day.
Yeah, that's more of an East Coast thing, like Philly, Cleveland. You got the soft pretzels and the mustard.
Yeah, but that was actually a quote from The Office. I love when they bring in the pretzel guy. Okay, Grok is having a hard time.
That was in Scranton, right? So that was PA. So that was a big deal, like in Philly. Like that was like, oh, soft pretzels and mustard, which are pretty good.
So it was sort of like this. It was like a stop sign.
Okay.
Or maybe like the Star of David.
Yeah.
Not going there. Not going there.
Right.
But yeah, the Mexican pizza.
That looks pretty. That's just an orange cheese on there. It almost looks like banana peppers. But yeah, I know. I've had something similar to that. I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, is it the best? They're calling it a fiestada.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the best pizza. I want to make those damn things. Iconic 80s to 2000s roundish, irregular flatbread style pizza topped with seasoned ground beef, cheese, and sometimes tomatoes or sauce. Oh, okay. I'm all in.
You think
Anyway,
you could eat one of those now? What, if that was your lunch, I could eat that. It does not look appealing, but if I was hungry,
well,
enough,
we would make our own ground beef. We would put some decent cheese on top, maybe a little Gruyere.
Oh, it's a homemade one. Oh, that doesn't count. I thought you were getting some cheap one at the supermarket.
Well, I would
get in the oven.
I mean, if it didn't have 1,000 bullshit chemicals, I probably would. But like, I would get that. I don't know if I was a big pizza roll guy. I didn't really have the party pizzas. We'd always get like the cheapest pizza in town and get the biggest version and make it last as long as possible.
Tombstone. Here we go. Well, they're still around.
God, they used to have like Taco Bell was like 19-cent tacos. Tacos are like $2-3 now.
Yeah, that's
They've
insane.
stolen from us.
I've been to Taco Bell. I had not gone in years and years and years, and then I started going back, and I was like, "What? This stuff is way more expensive. Like this is all the stuff I used to get at the dollar menu, and now it's all like $3.95 or whatever."
Yeah,
it's gone up significantly.
2 people at Taco Bell. Oh, okay, that'll be $47.51. Please pull around. You go $47 at Taco Bell. $47.
I've had the sticker shock there too before. Yeah, just like getting some regular tacos. Like it was I was ordering chicken soft tacos, but I guess they don't have those anymore. It's the cantina style. So everything was like way more. And I was like, what? Yeah, it was like shock. Like how is Taco Bell $19 or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah. Pro tip. I gotta be careful. Yeah. If you go to Texas Roadhouse, you can get one of the best burgers you've had for like 15, 16, 17, 18, but depending on if you want bacon or this or that or an egg or avocado.
Like a Red Robin. Yeah.
15 to $20, you get a really nice burger and fries at Texas Roadhouse. Yeah, Ortho,
get your Red Robin. That would be my choice for sure.
Red Robin. Yum. Yeah. Right. Get your school cafeteria lady. Launch Lady Land. Get her into the show. Invite her, please. All right, let's finish up with this guy.
All right, sidetrack,
stories, shall we?
And it needs to stop.
Yeah.
If you don't.
All right, get out of here, goon.
If you don't think this is. I don't know.
All right, Blake, you're going to love this one. Anomaly put this out. I said, no, we're not touching that topic. And of course, Joe Rogan and JD Vance and Anomaly have to bring up everyone's favorite topic. Say it together.
Israel.
Yay!
Brian dances around it. He does not want to touch it.
I don't dance around it.
It's becoming important. It's never been more important, this issue, and it's becoming it's starting to divide the party in ways I never even thought.
And are you saying that we can be agnostic and say, I don't root for the Red Sox and I don't root for the Yankees. I'm not pro-Muslim. I'm not pro-Israeli. Like you're saying that's possible. Just go, those aren't my teams. I don't root for the Yankees or the Red Sox.
It's America first. Not to be, confused with whatever twisted Dick Fuentes version of it is. But I'm just saying, America first. That should be it. I don't want to have anything to do with any of that. Whether it's the Persians or the Israeli, I just no. It should be we focus on our country and stop at this Middle East shenanigans, getting dragged into things that should not apply to us anymore. So,
here's Rogan talking with the Vice President JD Vance. Let's let it roll. Anomaly says JD definitely didn't look comfortable when Joe Rogan said this.
Don't know the answer to that question. I mean, I have theories. There's of course
most people think he was Mossad.
Yeah,
talk about Epstein.
Mossad or CIA or some other deep state, whether in America or Israel or another country, or both.
International intelligence community. So at some point they intertwine MI6, CIA, Mossad. At some point they're going to connect. But yeah, the CIA and Mossad were created like a year apart, and including the creation of this new state of Israel, all like 1947, 48 in that area. All of it came to be. So they're pretty much connected at a certain level. And now they're trying to do this new NDAA thing where they're basically going to intertwine our military strategy.
Did I see it right on that? Did they strike that out yesterday? I thought I saw that failed.
I think it did, and then they were supposed to like shove it into the SAVE Act. So now, in order to pass the SAVE Act, now we also have to intertwine Israel into our military. We're gonna combine the two, so you're not gonna know where America ends and Israel begins. You know, it's very dangerous.
Well, people used to ask, why is Israel America's 51st state? And then the past year, people are asking, why is America Israel's second state? Did we win World War II? Did we not win World War II? Like, these questions are popping up. By the way, J.D. Vance looks like he lost some weight. He's looking a little Ozempic-y. True or false? He's not fat J.D. anymore. Look at this. Here, let me go. Yeah, I guess that's maybe the biggest I can make.
Sometimes, like the Ozempic, it kind of looks unnatural. Like they have they lose fat in certain areas that just doesn't look right. But I don't know. It seems like it would be dangerous for the VP to be taking a drug like that. I don't know if he is or not, but I would think they would have some really fancy designer stuff. Yeah,
Hunter Biden left a bunch of it around the White House.
I don't know if that was him, because he made the reference like, no, dude, I would never leave my bag of Coke behind.
Yeah, so but crackheads, they're not.
They don't.
Leave my laptop behind. The guy who left his laptop behind wouldn't leave a little baggie somewhere. I'm not buying it.
But I don't know.
I mean, he's got a track record of leaving super. But
you've never been on this stuff, right? So you don't know what that with the addiction is like. So they don't allow themselves to. So I don't know. It could be his, and it did look like he was snorting coke. I'm not going to say it wasn't, but no, I thought that was hilarious when he chimed in on Twitter X and was like, "No, dude, I never would have left that behind." And where did it go? I don't know. Well, anyway.
Yeah. What about the podcast sit down with Nick Fuentes and Hunter Biden?
I heard about that. So
I'm living in a cuckoo clock, dude. A cuckoo clock.
Yeah. That is something I would watch.
Anyway, back to JD here. Looking.
I've heard this is a terrible interview, and just from I follow Autism Capital, which is one of my favorite accounts to follow on Twitter X, and they follow all the Rogan interviews, and they said this is one of the worst ones. Like, it was just kind of awkward and uncomfortable, and it was a lot of Rogan interrupting and cutting off and then having these exchange, which I do appreciate. These are hot topic issues, and you got the VP, so you got to try to ask some of these uncomfortable questions, and this is something we need more answers to. And so I'm glad that he's bringing it up, but I haven't seen any of this. This is all live reaction from me.
Okay, cool. I think I have a couple in the stack. I will try to shut up a little bit and try to get some of the stories in the stack. How about that?
He clearly had connections to the highest levels of American intelligence. He clearly had connections to
Bill Clinton,
to the highest levels of Israeli intelligence. In fact,
yeah.
One of the interesting things the Epstein saga reveals about,
dude, he's looking very skinny. Look at how small that suit is.
Yeah, it's weird. And you see John Jr., also the same thing. And somebody was joking that he looks like he's about 135 pounds. He does look smaller, a lot smaller. It's a little frightening. I don't know what's going on.
And I try to make this point. It's one of the reasons.
I mean, is it better to be too skinny than to be too fat? Like, if you had to pick one?
It's got to be a healthy balance. Not if you're taking Ozempic or something. That's a good, terrible way to lose weight. Unless it was like kind of drastic reason for it.
Yeah.
This is why I'm always careful. And I say there are some elements within the Israeli government who don't like our peace process, because there are a lot of elements within the Israeli government that actually do like our peace process. They recognize that this indefinite campaign is not good for them either. And the Epstein thing is interesting because as much as I know, Prime Minister Netanyahu, not a particularly popular person in the United States of America right now, Epstein seemed to be connected to the elements of the Israeli deep state that were left of center. Like, I've always found that fascinating. It wasn't like he was super connected to
left of center Israeli deep state.
Seems like a deflection. Why even make a distinction? But
well, I mean, Blake, when you hear deep state, I mean, you have rhinos and neocons that are basically indistinguishable from Democrats. So like the uniparty people. But in general, the Democrats really don't. The deep state doesn't go after the Democrats the way they went after Trump. I've never seen them go after Democrats the same way. I'm sorry. They did explode JFK, allegedly. I'm sorry. Single shooter from a Texas school book.
Right.
Of course. But is that fair to say, like in the past 40 years, you don't see the deep state taking out their own, being the Democrats, but that apparatus seems to pretty consistently go after Republicans? Or am I just viewing that from a conservative Republican libertarian perspective? You being a former liberal or for a former Democrat, lifelong liberal, however you define yourself.
As a former liberal, and am I going to forget his name? Yeah, they did. One of the really good ones that they had was assassinated, or it seemed like it was died in a sketchy plane crash in Minnesota, and some people thought that Dick Cheney put the hit on him. That was one of the times I saw them go after the Democrats. They went after Cynthia McKinney pretty hard. They chased her out of Congress just like they chased Massey out of Congress. Gosh, I can't remember his Paul Wellstone. Yeah, he was a good dude. He was one of the really good Democrats that was out there. They took him out.
I know it happens, and I know Trump isn't really in the Rhino Party either. He's not he's not an establishment please clap Jeb Bush Republican. He's not in their little club. And it's hey, if we own both wings of the bird, we can fly this plane wherever we want. Trump wasn't that. I know why they went after him, but
Dennis Kucinich, they also drew him out of his district and shoved him. He was also a very good Democrat. There was not a lot. I agree with you. There's out of the last 20-some years, there hasn't been a lot, but those are three of the best.
Being a native Ohioan, though, Kucinich is pretty kooky. He might have been spot on a few things, and I'll give you that. 20% of the things, 10%, 5%.
He was just on Tucker warning about this Israeli integration with the NCAA. So that's kind of why they call him kooky, is because you're not allowed to criticize your greatest ally, or you might be kooky. Or
I don't think any of that was about Israel. Why I thought Kucinich was off his rocker. Dude was just. Anyway, I digress. Let's hear the rest of JD Vance.
All right.
To the right of center of Israeli politics. America, he was connected across the board. Like, he had Republican friends, he had Democratic friends.
Talk about Epstein again.
He had much deeper connections to the Israeli left of center than right of center. I don't know the.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
Well, they're trying to make that distinction too with American Democrats. So they're always like, "Oh, it's Democrats. It's a Democrat hoax." So I'm not criticizing JD, but that goes along with the narrative that's already been established. Is that it's Epstein. It's mostly Democrats that are going to get caught up in it. Oh yeah, well then just release it. So and actually, the Department of Justice is in violation of the law because they're still supposed to release this information, and they haven't. They're still holding on to it. They are stonewalling.
Now, my understanding is that most of the actual legal information presented in court, actual evidence, not hearsay, some email, some total non sequitur, a couple of words and phrases on some ambiguous email, actual court cases in Florida, it's the Democrats holding that from being released. Do you agree with that general sentiment, that the Republicans keep trying to release that's actual proven evidence in a court of law, not just a random, not diarrhea. I know we were talking about Taco Bell, but let's talk about Jackson Pollock throwing paint up against the wall. That's a little bit better visual. God, that was gross. But is that also your understanding that they're trying to release the Florida Epstein court case hard information instead of just speculation, rumors, innuendo, random emails not connected to any actual evidence, and it's the Democrats blocking that Florida release?
I don't know. I'm not going to say it is or isn't because I'm not sure. But I think that's a cop out to some extent, not from you, but whoever's saying that. Like, oh, it's just blame the other side. I think it's both sides that are trying to stonewall this. So
Leanne
and
says
it's
JD Vance
the
has
Republicans. So why isn't Todd Blanche doing? I know Bondi was useless, but why isn't Todd Blanche releasing the last batch? Why, to the point where they're in violation of the law? So are we suggesting that it's the Democrats who are the obstacles here? I doubt it, but it could be.
My guess would be probably 70-30 bad news for Democrats. 75-25, 80-20, 70-30, 65-35. Yes, if the pendulum, if this is a teeter-totter at school after you have your Mexican pizza, your stop sign pizza, then they're on the teeter-totter. Yeah, I think a larger percentage would be Democrat. And I don't know, how would we, but that would be my guess if I had to, hey, you get $100 free to bet on Kalshi. Is it going to be more of them or more of them? Yeah, I'm going way more degenerates in the Democrat Party, although it's almost like nobody can get into Congress unless you have degenerate information that can be blackmailed and used against you, so you can be a useful puppet for the deep state. So those probably even out more in the wash, I suppose, but that's just my hunch. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, but Leanne is saying JD Vance has a chicken coop at the vice president's home. That's awesome. I want to get chickens. I've always wanted chickens. But sounds like a lot of work. All right. Continuing on this interview, JD Vance.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Blake.
Well, I guess it depends with the chickens. Yeah, it's not that much work to set up the pen and everything. They're, you got to feed them or you got to let them out, and it's hopefully they'll forage on their own because they're good to have because they can like clean all the the insects out of your yard.
Yeah,
there's a lot of benefits to having them free range, but you got to feed them. But they're fairly low maintenance depending on how you get things set up. Unless you have like coyotes and then you might have, it just depends. But in due time, you could probably set something. I don't know if you could set something up in your backyard, but it was nice to have when you have chickens in the backyard and you can just have fresh eggs. I used to eat a lot of just eggs and rice. It was just basically cheap, free almost.
Yeah, you'd roll up your culottes to the knee and you'd wade out into the rice paddies looking like Chris Farley.
Yeah, that's me. Movement. Yep.
And then you would you'd go harvest some eggs in the rice paddies. You'd wear the little hat.
Not quite. Or you can buy bags of rice for really cheap and then just add eggs for free.
Yeah, here's 47 pounds of rice. That'll be 52 cents.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we'll do that. Here's JD talking about the place where you and I used to live, Blake, Los Angeles. Specifically, this is pretty good.
Well, it's just very disheartening that you have to consider the fact that it's really possible that the elections get stolen. And the California one was a big one for me.
And why not just have mail-in, or why not just have voter ID?
Yeah. That's insane. Not only did they not have voter ID, you can't show your ID. You're not allowed to show your ID.
You can in fact be like prosecuted if you try to force somebody to show their ID.
Seems like you want people to cheat.
Exactly.
And this is from the same people that were saying you have to have an ID that shows you've been vaccinated just 4 years ago
to go to grocery shopping or to go to a restaurant. Yeah, no, it's definitely, that's the part about it that I think makes most people of my political persuasion skeptical of what the Democrats are doing.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want to cheat in the election, then just make everybody actually show an ID. Another thing people don't realize is, I didn't realize this until a couple years ago, the voter ID solves a lot of the mail-in ballot problem. Because if you have to show an ID in order to get a mail-in ballot, in order to actually, confirm that there's a real identification attached to that vote, that solves a big chunk of the problem
this
too.
Is just logical.
Yes.
Like I'm not
every country does it.
I'm not skeptical. I'm accusing them. I think they stole the election.
Yes.
Yes. And I think it's common. And this idea that elections can't be stolen. I always say to people, okay, do you think that the amount of election fraud is 0%? No one thinks that.
Yeah.
No one thinks it's zero.
Exactly.
There's always some overzealous person that works somewhere that's doing something. There's always crazy people that like blue no matter who, we got to win, or red no matter what. There's always people, right and left, that are going to try to rig the election because they think it's imperative. Look, we saw there was people like Oprah Winfrey was saying it. Like, if we don't win this election, you may never vote again. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, why? Who's going to tolerate that? Left or right? That's crazy.
That's right.
But that
If they can't cheat, I don't think they could.
that attitude allows people to justify cheating.
Correct.
And I think they cheat. And I think they've been doing it forever. And I don't think there's any other reason why you would have no voter ID. And they try to say, oh, it's racist to have voter ID.
And I got a clip or two of people calling it racist. I'm so sick of the race baiting.
Like, what are you talking about? Do you think other races are incapable of going to the DMV? That's insane.
Yeah, that's racist. It's actually super racist.
That's really racist.
Right, the implication of their argument is literally
they're too dumb to get an ID, Blake. They're too dumb to get an ID, say the Democrats.
Yeah, no, that's what they're implying. But yeah, they have a funny way of spinning that.
Oh, yeah.
literally like blacks and
some
Hispanics
people that
cannot
are
go to the
probably
DMV to get an
dumb,
ID.
but-
By the way, if you look at the polling, Black Americans are as pro-voter ID, even though most Black Americans vote Democrat, they're still pro-voter ID as much as white Americans is.
Most
white
Americans are voter.
So
They
this is a
want
crazy
voter ID,
thing.
except for operatives.
So all
Well, it's just very disheartening that you have to consider the fact that it's really possible that the elections get stolen. And the California one was a big one for me.
All right.
And why not?
I think the clip just reset there. Blake, any thoughts on that? We lived in California. It seemed like an obvious theft to me.
Oh yeah, what they did to Spencer Pratt was ridiculous. So yeah, that was like blatant. That's the reason why they want this bill to pass, and it shouldn't be a fight about it. And they're absolutely right. So I have nothing to oppose there. It should be common sense. So they all.
It's also common sense that the New American Media appreciates you watching the show. If anyone wants to sign up on Patreon or Rumble or YouTube to become a monthly subscriber, please do so. You can toss a Rumble rant or a Super Chat tip or a Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, all scrolling at the bottom of the screen. All right, let's move past.
Well, it's just.
Oh, this was cool. See, look, here's something non.
Oh, you'll be careful with your Beatles music.
Help! I need somebody. Hey, look, it's our trash panda.
No, I need someone.
It's our little raccoon buddy.
Nice.
While the capital city of Austin experienced torrential rain on Tuesday, 2 paddleboarders were able to rescue a raccoon. It's a trash panda struggling in the water to help bring the critter to shore. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, he's like a big cat. Look at that. He's paddleboard. I mean, that thing had to be exhausted in torrential rains. Could have died. Could have just ended up, tiring out. I know. I gotta mute the Beatles. God, we got. Oh, what's he? Ah!
Yeah, he's trying to get warm. Watch your Beatles music.
Oh yeah, the Beatles. Thank you. Oh,
They're
geez.
going to be asking for residuals. Right.
Dude, 3 of my last 10 videos I had to copyright claim. 2 of them I already won. One of them is 16 days away from
Paul
release.
McCartney's starving out there, and we're just playing his music.
Look at this guy. Come on. How cool is that? TNAM Animal Rescue, baby.
Yeah.
That's so cool. What a weird day. Anyway, that's heartwarming, Blake. Helping animals, huh?
For sure.
See, look, we can cover good stories. That was a nice story for once. TNAM Animal Rescue. Oh, shit. Did you see this? Yeah. Where is this? Connecticut? No, Canada. Oh, this is what you're talking about. Everybody's talking about the Canada fires. Take a look at this, everyone. No, I think that might be the best way to do this. Canadian national rail worker records this dramatic video as a fast-moving wildfire surrounds a freight train near Armstrong, Ontario. Ontario, that's where you're at, David, right? Are you near Armstrong? And then Dina, you're saying you can smell it in Michigan? Yeah, I'm just checking. like trying to keep an eye on chat here because yeah, we got a lot of Michiganders and Canucks watching the TNAM Daily Show. We appreciate you.
Late night.
Actually, if they tossed a super chat in, would it be in loonies and toonies? Is that how that goes? And then is there a conversion? How would that even work? Okay, anyway, watch this. Wildfire by a rail worker. Oh, jeez. Oh, hang on. Where's the volume?
Gus here. This has gotten a little scary.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Getting a little scary?
Okay. Yeah, this is.
Okay, y'all need to hurry up here. Like, seriously, we're encased in flames now.
You guys gotta go backwards. Go.
What?
Hello, Jody, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you there. I'm telling them you were notching up.
Yeah, this has got to move. This could.
Dude, like, I'm all for being prepared, but how could you prepare yourself for a train that you're in going into a raging wildfire? And do you stop? Do you go backward? Do you go forward to get through it? Wildfires can shift at any moment's notice. What would you... David, you are close to Lake Ontario. You're right up there. Dina smelled like... It smelled like a house fire where Dina's at in Michigan. I mean, how would you back up? Would you stop and back up? Do you try to plow through it and get the hell out of it?
I don't know what the procedure is because it's hard to stop those trains and then try to reverse. But going forward into it, I would guess I'd be worried that there's going to be trees are going to fall on the tracks or so you could get derailed. I don't know exactly how that would work. I mean, there's some old giant tree. I mean, I've been to Canada several times, so yeah, you're going into those big woods. I don't know.
I guess stop and reverse, but you're still not out of the woods yet.
You don't know, when does it end? And I don't know how long is the train? How fast is it? I mean, there's a lot of variables there.
I think in 7th grade, they said if you're on a Canadian national train driving 75 miles an hour through Ontario,
right, and
you're pulling a cargo of, remember all those weird questions about trains?
Yeah.
How would that go? What would those questions sound like if you're going from New York to Boston and you're traveling 75 miles an hour? What's the temperature of your Taco Bell burrito or something like
15, and you're traveling at one's doing 75, the other one's doing 45.
But then they cross.
Where would they meet if this was whatever? Yeah, it could be very challenging.
Yeah, Liberty Tango, welcome. Happy to have you, Liberty Tango. He's from the where were you? The northeast corner of Georgia. Am I remembering that right? I try to remember people's drinks when I bartend at the bar. I try to remember where the regulars are at. I don't remember all of them. Rob, I forget. Where are you at? I don't know if I know. You're Texas? I don't know. David's in Hamilton, Stony Creek, between Toronto and Niagara Falls or Buffalo. Okay. Yeah, he's the Bills fan. That's right. He loves talking Bills. Blake's a Vikings fan. But anyway, this is hell.
Could potentially overtake us here. I mean, this has gotten a little scary.
Getting a little scary. Well,
this could potentially
everybody with those raging wildfires up there in Canada. Oh, here's a heartwarming post that could totally be fake or AI, but I'm going to choose to believe it, Blake. Fact Files put this one out. Did you ever play Minecraft?
Briefly. I only maybe played it for a couple of hours at the most. It wasn't really my thing.
Yeah, I played for about 20 minutes, couldn't figure it out, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I was just like...
But this is an interesting story. Dad has been playing his late son's Minecraft server every month since he passed away 10 years ago. He said, my son passed in 2016. I kept paying $12 a month for his Minecraft server because I couldn't bring myself to shut it off. He was 14. Him and his friends built an entire world in that game. I didn't understand it. I just knew it was his. 2 years later, I checked the server for the first time and it said 4 players online. His friends never stopped logging in. They finished the castle he never got to finish. They kept his room in the game exactly how he left it. Every year on his birthday, the whole map fills with torches. They're 24 years old now, and they still come back.
Wow.
I will pay that $12 every month for the rest of my life. Some lights you don't turn off. I mean, that's kind of...
Yeah, that's nice. It's wholesome, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Bringing you the wholesome stuff in the evening. We've had too much awful stuff during the day. We need wholesome content. Saving raccoons and playing Minecraft.
At night? All right. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just run whatever you got there, Brian. I don't care. I'm just
None of
betting
this-
shotgun.
Speaking of shotgun, Corey Comparatori's widow. Have you seen this one, Blake, about the Butler shooting?
I haven't
None of this
watched
was-
the video, but I know of it. So yeah, go ahead and let it rip.
It's long, so
Hello, Deb. Yeah.
I'll just like see if she gets to the point right off the top.
It's fake. I'm tired of hearing that. It was not fake that day. President Trump got shot. Unfortunately, he got killed. And I don't want anybody to forget that. And I was looking right in his eyes when it happened. So I don't want people to forget that. And that we struggle every day. Still. Because we don't have answers.
Looking back on that day in Butler, what do you think the Secret Service got most wrong?
Everything. They didn't pick up the radios. They had no communication. They had no communication with the outside. None.
I read in that report that there were 102 calls, radio transmissions that were missed.
Yep.
It says, instead, we found that Secret Service received only 5 phone calls and 3 text messages about crooks. So they're admitting they got 5 calls and texts and they didn't do anything. But what's your reaction?
My reaction is why?
Blake, do you believe that Trump was set up there as a sitting duck to be taken out, or do you believe John Fugel saying that nothing happened, it was a catch-up packet, like a WWE match?
There's, some people are saying it's staged, but I mean, obviously this man died. So that's a real shooting. I guess Trump did get hit in the ear, but there's also another crazy conspiracy theory, just entertaining. I'm not saying there's anything to it, but that they were trying to kill, that he was the target, Corey, because he knew something from the
What?
I know it was a stretch that they knew somebody, because there was like a
you could kill
facility
Corey
in
at
Tennessee.
Walmart. You
Right.
don't need to do it when the president's. That is the dumbest dumb shit idea
Right.
I've ever heard. But what is the rest of it? I'm sorry.
No, it was something he worked at the facility, or he knew somebody at the facility where they made the bomb that killed Charlie Kirk. It was a little wacky,
Oh my god.
but
All right. All
yeah.
right.
But
Well,
there
see,
was
since-
like an factory in Tennessee that mysteriously blew up, and they're saying that there was a contract, and that those are going down the wild rabbit holes. I'll just stick to the easy. I'll simplify the story, so we won't go there. But that's still the whole thing, and that's weird because I'm wearing the Tenacious D, because this is the first time I think I've worn this shirt in like a couple of years, because that's right after that Tenacious D. It was Kyle Gass's birthday, and he made a reference when they were in Australia about the assassination, and they said, "Oh, just an inch to the left" or whatever, and it was a big outrage because it was kind of like, "Oh, you're just kind of insinuated that they could have killed the president," which was not exactly a great idea, but it was a spontaneous in the moment thing that went bad. However, it's still 2 years later, and I still don't know what happened that day.
Nope.
And we just all deserve answers. But I think there was the international intelligence community trying to take out Trump, and they failed. And they just, I don't know. And this kid, this Thomas Crooks guy, who was in a BlackRock commercial, for God's sakes. There's so many problems.
Who
with
hasn't
this.
been, Blake? Who hasn't been in a BlackRock commercial or two in their day? I mean, I know I was young and dumb at one point. I was young and I needed the money. I did a BlackRock commercial.
Right.
Oh, there's jokes we could make about that.
For sure. But no, this woman, this is terrible. And shame on Trump, shame on this whole administration, shame on Kash Patel and Dan Bongino and Pam Bondi and all the people that were supposed to look into this stuff. But apparently they were all threatened behind the scenes or bought off or what have you, because there is no excuse for them not to have any answers on this or the other assassinations, including, of course, Charlie Kirk. So even because he had Joe Kent trying to dig into that, and he was stonewalled. So the whole thing stinks. There's something going on. There's still this rogue deep state government that's running things behind the scenes. And like I said, it's the international team between America, Israel, perhaps MI6, whoever it is. It's the cabal and all of the powerful people. They work with these intelligence agencies, and I don't know what they've got. But they're trying to steer the course of history for their own, for them to benefit. And taking out Trump or taking out Charlie Kirk and hijacking his business. Dark days, man. And I can't believe Trump has allowed them to get away with this. Just inexplicable that we don't know what happened that day still. Thomas Crooks. And this woman should not have to be going through that. So
yeah, she adds a couple comments I'll get to in a second. But yeah, Deb, haven't seen you in a fortnight.
Yeah.
Or a fortnight of fortnights. A fortnight times a fortnight is how long it's been. She says, Trash Panda's lurking. Look, Deb, there you are. You made the roster. You're right next to Rob the catcher. You're Deb, number 38.
She has not been cut from the squad. 38.
No, she's still on the team, but you got to show up to practice if you want to stay on the squad. There's only so many jerseys on this team, Deb.
Right.
Leanne talking about James Tallarico. I got something on him in a second, but I digress. Anyway, Helen Comparatori says she suspects Crooks didn't act alone. She believes there may have been help from someone inside the government. She won't find peace until everyone responsible is identified and prosecuted. She says
good luck.
Didn't just get up that day and go do it. And yeah, we all agree. And where the hell is the final report? Where is the information on everything about it? I don't know, man.
And Bondi's desk.
Yeah, it's on my desk. It's on a stack.
Right. None of this was fake.
Well, prayers to her.
The FBI that they found. It's next to the Seth Rich laptop and the Anthony Weiner laptop.
Oh my God. Nobody ever gets in trouble. I guess all you got to do to get away with everything is just send to a political.
It's us against them. Right.
Yeah.
It's over. And if Trump can't do it, if Trump and Dan Bongino and Kash Patel couldn't do it, then I have no hope that anybody could do anything. That's unfortunate. That's where the black pill comes in, Brian, because who's going to hold anybody accountable? If it's not Trump, who? Even if Thomas Massey and Tucker Carlson won in 2028, what would happen? Nothing. It's not that they couldn't do it. It's just there's too many powerful. The apparatus behind the scenes is too much.
Blake, let's talk about the apparatus of flock cameras. Nick Sorter's been driving around Utah and Nevada for several days and says it's insane to see just how many flock cameras there are all over the place. Stopping for gas, the government knows. Grabbing a McDouble, the government knows. On an obscure back road near Lake Mead to get a nice sunset view, the government knows that too. Something must change. What say you?
Yeah, absolutely. This is insane. So this has been terrible. We got the Palantir administration, and it's also weird to see Nick Fuentes turncoat fed. All of a sudden, this is lame that people are attacking these things. No, this is an invasion of our rights. This is 1984. This is the dystopia that everybody's warned that Orwell warned us about. They're trying to normalize this. You wouldn't think this would happen under Trump. It would have been under Kamala. But no, we're going right along with this. So this has been another one of these terrible things that has happened under this very disappointing administration.
Here is the Fort Worth police statement. They were harassing Christians for stuff. What did they have to say about it?
I think that I have is just
Fort Worth Police Chief Eddie Garcia admits that his officers were wrong after Libs of TikTok exposed multiple Fort Worth police violating Christians' free speech rights.
The conversations and the way that we were describing what is lawful, what isn't lawful. When we're right, we're right. And when we're wrong, we're wrong. And there certainly was a better way to have that communication, and we were wrong in the manner in which we communicated that. Certainly, we're going to take accountability for it. The biggest issue I think that I have is just the conversations and the way that we were describing.
Okay. Blake, did you follow that story? Did you happen to catch that? I know this is sort of the ass end of the story. We covered it a couple days ago.
I got a ticket in LA on a red light camera, which was total BS. Like I stretched a yellow light. There was nobody around. It didn't hurt anybody. But, just technically, yes, the light just turned red for just as a second as I was in the intersection, and a camera snapped a picture, and I got a $500 ticket, and there was nothing I could do. Yeah. It was right over. It's not too far from where you were in Culver, just trying to get to the 10, just to get to, I worked at a beach club a lot in Santa Monica, and just take it from Culver to just there was I forget all the names of the street, but I mean, it was like right down Jefferson and just right there. And there's a red light camera, and it just got me. And like I said, nobody's around, nobody's hurt, and I just get a camera. And there's nothing you can do about it. So I had to pay. I forget how much money to like a Ticket Busters, and then I had to take a course. Like I still had to spend all this money and pay for most of the ticket just so I didn't get points on my license. So yeah, I know this is total bullshit, and so I can only imagine what it's going to be so much worse with these flock cameras just finding anything, and it's just there's nothing you can do about it. So before you used to have at least an officer pull you over if you were doing something wrong, but in this case they can just find everything and track everybody. So now it's just this whole huge surveillance grid. And meanwhile, they're building all these data centers, and then they're putting all these cameras up. No, I'm not liking where things are headed at all. So I wish some of these, MAGA loyalists would get a little bit more uppity, more vocal, and start, holding Trump accountable, this administration, because we're heading for some, a very dark future with all this going on. So at least there's some resistance fighting these cameras, and there needs to be a lot more. So. Anyway,
well,
what do you think, Brian? You a big fan of the flock cameras?
Show me the flocking warrant.
Yeah,
show me the flock.
Well, good luck fighting that in court, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be just like mine. It's gonna be, well, technically, you were doing 73 and a 65, and you were a little off on the line, so technically, that's $125, Brian. What are you gonna do? Take the points on your record? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be more other shit, and who knows?
And it will be harassing. The Democrats will harass the people that aren't on their team nonstop. You saw so many people get fired for not taking that thing a couple of years ago. And it's like, that's a personal choice. Stay out of people's business. Leave them alone. Well, no, it's a health and safety hazard. If they come to work, they can't work unless they take the thing. If you took the thing and the thing works, it doesn't matter if they took the thing or not. Or your thing doesn't work, in which case you can't force them to take something that doesn't work. Make up your mind, because either way, you're messed up in the head. But that's what they did. That's what they did. Well, let's talk about defending yourselves on the road against flock cameras. And what if we were taking a trail, Blake? California and Nevada and Ohio and Minnesota. They have some really great outdoor spaces. Imagine we're out there for a walk and we encounter this.
Let you pass by.
And there's nowhere to go. Blake, what do you do?
I think do not take my advice, but I've heard, like, if you stand like perfectly still, not threatening, don't make eye contact, maybe it'll just sniff you and walk away. If you run, it's automatically going to think that you're prey. So I think under this, as much as it would suck to just stand there, but you have to appear non-threatening. But that is a very skinny looking grizzly. That could be very hungry. But you're not going to outrun it. You're not going to outmaneuver it. Because you just play dead. I don't know. That would be my play. That I've seen that work in a video before, but I don't know if that's the standard procedure. I don't know if we have grizzlies, but yeah. But yeah,
Memphis has the Grizzlies, right? They left Vancouver.
Oh, that's right, they do. I just think of Tennessee like the state. It's like the animal's like a black bear, which are probably the most friendly or the least threatening of the major bears. But still,
I mean the basketball Grizzlies.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, the Memphis Grizzlies. So yeah, apparently I am shot down. I am wrong. Yeah, there should be Grizz. I do like hiking, but fortunately, I've not seen a bear. I would not want to see a grizzly.
Yeah, you're a Vikings fan. You don't care for bears or Packers.
That's true.
Or Lions.
I hate the Packers. Right. Lions I didn't hate before, but now they've gotten really cocky and uppity the last few years. Yeah, really went to the way. Yeah.
B. McCormick in our Rumble chat. Rob is saying that they're censoring him in our YouTube chat. Go follow the New American Media on Rumble. We need to grow the Rumble platform. It'll take you 3
That's
minutes.
Dan Bongino, Deep State Dan. Not safe there either. I don't know. It's good to have a backup.
To what degree does he own and run it? He's an investor, or it's his, or he owns it, or a
I don't even know.
It's spot. They have some sort of partner. To what degree? Anyway, B. McCormick over there says, because I called you black-pilled and we were talking about that earlier, he says everyone is more black-pilled now, and that's what they want. I can't disagree with that. All right, well, what do you want to do if you approach a bear? I guess you do this. Hikers stayed cool and calm during an encounter with a grizzly bear on a steep trail in Alaska. And the group repeats these phrases. So I guess we should remember to say these things in case it happens to us.
Come on, Tony, move up a little bit. Hey.
There you
go. Hey, bear.
Good bear.
Hey, bear. Hey, bear.
You okay?
Yeah.
Blake, why do you think they're referring to the former New Orleans Saints quarterback, Bobby Hebert?
That's an obscure name. I haven't heard about. We're probably the only two people that even know that name. The only reason I even know that name, I think, is because of the Tecmo Super Bowl I used to play all the time. So that was a long time. That's like 30 years ago, Brian, at least.
I'm full of useless random. Well, that's why I was good on a game show. I'm just full of random information.
Yeah.
Hebert, Bobby Hebert.
If I stay here, I'll be all right.
We're all okay.
Yep, well, we're doing good.
We're all fine.
Hey,
bear. Yep, everybody talk. There we go.
There we go.
Good bear.
Bobby Hebert.
Okay, we're all good.
Bobby Hebert.
Everybody keep talking.
Hey, bear. Hey, bear.
Everything's good. They don't want to be around people.
Thank you, bear.
Thank you, bear.
So scrawny. That's a little tiny one. Seems like, but I guess that's the way it is. You have to appear totally non-threatening, just like it's perfectly normal. Hi.
Yeah, especially if the babies are around. Like that's where the mama bear.
Oh, then you get.
You're just like I got nothing. I'm good. Hey bear. Nope, I'm good. Don't fillet me, bear. I'm good.
Yeah.
Please don't. Okay, Nick Shirley. He goes, hey, remember when instead of investigating the fraud that the mainstream media decided to investigate the person who exposed the fraud? Why? Because they were complicit in the cover-up. I was right. They were wrong. I work for you. They work against you. The media is full of leerers. Look at this correction. Did you happen to catch this, NPR? Previously posted December 31st, 2025. An earlier version of this story incorrectly said Nick Shirley and his colleague claimed to have uncovered $110,000 in fraud. In fact, it was $110 million in fraud.
Wow.
Like, that's not a simple, I was a little off on that. It wasn't $110,000.
No, I
$110 million, says NPR.
Yeah, that's what they do. Their biggest sin is just like their lies of omission. So they're really bad at how they present things. Well, I wouldn't, maybe not necessarily in that case, because I mean, as surprised they even admitted it, but they did admit it, but then they made it a much smaller number to make it seem like, I mean, they are hardcore propaganda, NPR. It's disgusting what they do and how they treat their audience. So, but it's stuff like that.
Gentry Geevers, they were off by 1,000 times.
Yeah.
All right. Well, glad he's doing
it. At least they did offer a correction.
Yeah, they posted it.
NPR, wow, that's a big for them to have to admit something like that. Usually they love to keep their audience in a bubble, like they are the arbiters of truth. People love NPR. It's disgusting. They don't deserve it.
Check this out from Christopher Rufo. Insane lore. The Spencer Pratt campaign hired the Bloods and the Crips to harvest ballots in South Central. Rival gangs uniting to save their city. Elizabeth Barkahana says, this is the most LA thing I've ever heard. How wild is that? It's a good idea.
I guess. Unite the regular residents. Don't let your, whatever they're doing in California, it's pretty bad. So if they can unite against having fraud taking hold, and I don't think anybody wanted Karen Bass. Is that her name? Yeah. reelected. So
Karen Bass and Nithya Raman. By the way, Nithya Raman has completely disappeared. She's not even a part of the conversation right now. She's just gone away. She knows it's going to be Karen Bass, and she doesn't want to campaign against Karen Bass. She's not even a real candidate. She was just there to block Spencer Pratt because it's the top two, and they wouldn't have to be forced to keep a Republican in to keep a real, honest debate going. They're never going to battle. She's not going to try to win. They just wanted Bass to win. It's all a sham.
Yeah.
Anyway. Here's a good idea, I think. Blake's had a hard time finding any wins from the Trump administration as of late. A lot of big L's, a lot of losses in the column. As Blake is Blake, did you ever do that with baseball? You do official scorekeeping? You get the little thing, do the little. You had to have done a lot of that, right?
Oh, I did a ton of keeping score. I also used to play like baseball games, like the Rotomatic stuff where the dice and you're keeping box scores. And I used to really get into that stuff. I used to be a diehard baseball fanatic. But
well, I think in this one you might. It's going to be my job to make Blake less black-pilled. It's probably Blake viewing it his job to make me more black-pilled.
No, I'm not trying to be black-pilled. So I'm trying to stay off the air. I don't want to be negative about it because my views on the future of this country and this planet are very black-pilled. And I have a lot of things to back up, unfortunately, some of the things that I think that are coming down the pike. Let's just say like Bronze Age style collapse coming our way. And then
when you say bronze age style, you're gonna tan their faces a little too dark. The bronzer will be a little too.
No, it's the end of this golden age that they had before. It was the Bronze Age when life was thriving on the planet, and then they went into some severe climate change, earth changes, and they had to kind of reset civilization. I think we're heading for some weird times. So,
well, we've seen some weird stuff in the country.
The lockdown, the Palantir, the flock cameras, the data centers, and they were saying the elites building bunkers everywhere. Like, this isn't going in the direction I was hoping for, which is still interesting because, like, I feel like we're all just, we're all spiritual beings and human bodies having this experience in this real life live action movie that we're.
Yeah, it's like we're avatars here.
Yeah, it's like a video game and a movie, and it's cool, but like, I don't have this, happy future. I think it was like, as far as America and the world, I don't know. I think this is the end of a great cycle. We still have several years left, but I think that I think things are going to get worse before they get better. And anyway,
well, I think the Biden admin letting in a bunch of illegals to drive semi-trucks around our country, slamming into American citizens. And even in that one case, it's like, you're like, oh no, who did they take out? A family of, so an illegal alien hit a family of illegal aliens. Okay, I did not have that on my bingo card. But this is I would suggest perhaps you could grant President Trump
this is like common sense.
Perhaps a less significant win, but maybe a win nonetheless on this one. Well, I'm sorry, Blake, you were going to say.
Sure.
This
shouldn't have even happened in the first place. So it's like a win that, like, this isn't like something novel or new, or like this never should have happened in the beginning. Now we're taking credit for. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like, it was awful. The idea that we were giving licenses to illegals that didn't even appear to pass the driving test is insane. So for him to just, now he's stopping that. That's great. But is it a win? Is it something novel and new? I don't know.
I would just suggest to everybody out there, if we had been currently and still suffering under 18 months of Kamala Harris at this point.
No.
Yes, I promise you it would be worse. I promise you, for all of the issues we have with President Trump, things would be so much worse with it, of a fourth Obama term, or a fifth if you count the deep state taking him out of kneecaps. All right, but here, take a listen. President Trump has an idea to remove illegal alien truck drivers and replace them with play.
And because we're here in Pennsylvania, where State Trooper Michael Farrow was killed just 2 weeks ago by
rest in peace to him. Oh yeah, David says we have to be positive. We can't let evil win. I'm trying, David. I try to declare the show a no black pill zone. I get it. Everything sucks. There's a million big things, fires all over the place. I get it. I totally get it. But damn it, if there's not a point to it, why are we playing the game? Maybe we can win the game. Maybe we can, if it's a choose your own adventure, maybe it doesn't end with the dragon going, "Rah!" Oh, darn. No, I didn't mean page 137. I meant page 42. Oh, okay. Look, I found the pot of gold. I want to pretend that maybe this works out okay. I could be delusional.
Brian, we're not going to live forever anyway, so we're already middle-aged. We're already, right.
We're on the back nine?
Yeah.
Ugh. I know, I thought about that. Like, are we really on the back nine of this 18-hole golf course already? Did this really happen? Yeah. I still feel like I'm an 18-year-old kid. I sort of do. I mean, Anyway, but in Pennsylvania, they had an officer, or this guy was killed by an illegal alien.
An illegal alien operating a semi-truck on a commercial driver's license, which he should never have had.
Correct.
He was here illegally, came in through Biden. Today, I'm making one more important announcement. My administration will soon take historic action to get illegal alien truck drivers who are just killing a lot of people. They can't read signs. Many of them are on drugs or alcohol, and they shouldn't be driving these things. And they came in totally illegally, and we don't want them, but they are driving all over American roadways, and we're going to replace them with proud American veterans who are going to take our veterans, who are going to make them. We're going to teach them a lot about driving trucks, and in many cases they know. We're going to say any American who's driven a heavy truck for our military will automatically be eligible for a commercial driver's license. So we're going to get them taken care of.
If you were in the military and drove a big truck over there, you're automatically eligible for CDL.
Well, that's cool, but this is also it's just announcing a plan. It isn't signed. It isn't legislation. It isn't a law. It's hey, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be cool. Oh, okay, cool. Well, once it's actually signed, then I'll care. But I mean, I hear you, Brian. But I guess you're trying to find the positive things. We're setting the bar really low. Well, it's not actually done, but he's got a plan that he wants. It sounds cool. I mean, I don't know.
I couldn't really even imagine many hurdles to that. I don't see any opposition.
There shouldn't be, but you never know. With the
the
Democrats,
right? You can count on them to be.
Chucky Schumer is gonna, do a filibuster. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Do you know Jason Bassler? Do you know his account by chance?
Nope, never heard of him.
I think you'd like him. He's very black-pilled in a lot of regards. He gives us this creepy story.
I don't want to find black. I want to find people that are going to try to convince me that I'm wrong. But yes, I will check that out.
I try to bring some positivity towards you. I'm going to try to.
I know it's too far gone, but I'm embracing it. So I'm already past the point of like, oh, this is sad.
Your hands are up on the roller coaster.
Like, hey, this is just part of the cycle. Yeah, we're just. This is cool that we're going to be here for this. This is an exciting time to be alive, even though shit is probably going to hit the fan in ways that we don't even,
Well, like you said, Blake, we were there at Bundy Ranch. We were there on January 6th.
Yep.
I mean, like we were at two of the most historic political uprising events of the past 250 years, the entirety of our nation. We were at two of them. Jason Bassler put this out, though, and says, the FCC won't let me be or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me. So I'm not going to say the rest. But he says the FCC wants to kill burner phones by forcing telecoms to verify every customer's government ID. They're selling it as anti-fraud, but it's going to kill anonymity. Burner phones, gone. Anonymous calls, gone. Surveillance expands, and freedom shrinks. Blake, thoughts on that? That doesn't sound good.
No. I mean, not that I use burner phones, but a lot of people do for various reasons. And that is a violation. I mean, I watched like the Better Call Saul and the Breaking Bad and stuff like that. So that was like a big thing in the Better Call Saul was when he was, getting into the burner phone business, because that was good, because if people are doing illicit things, they don't need Big Brother on the phone. That's why they buy these burner phones. And, and now the government's going to be snooping in on that. So they just want in on everything. They don't like the idea that people can communicate or travel, or now they got flock cameras. They want everybody on the grid and control. They want to see everything that you're doing. And they'd love to just have this whole country locked down. And anyway, it's really bad. That's another terrible, terrible thing. And this shouldn't be happening under Trump. This should be the Kamala or the Bidens. So shame on Trump again. I'll look up this Jason Bassler guy. I've got him right here.
Yeah, he puts some good stuff out. I've talked to him about jumping on I don't really even know him other than I follow his Instagram and I've shared his stuff. We've toyed with the idea of having him jump on a show. I don't really know him. But.
Oh, okay. I mean, it looks legit. I'll add him to my list, the good list, not the shit list, not the hacks, flax, and lackeys. I'll add him to something else.
Hacks, flax, and lackeys. There you go. All right. I don't know if you caught this one. Elisa Slotkin, the CIA deep state puppet. Nick Freitas has thoughts on what she just said. This was she kind of gave up the game.
So Slotkin has said that the Save America Act could prevent any Democrat from winning any election in any state, which is curious because all the Save America Act really does is require proof of citizenship to register to vote and then a photo ID in order to vote in federal elections. So why would that prevent Democrats from winning? Oh, I get it. You're upset because you imported an illegal population that you were depending on for future electoral success, and now that might not be possible, and you'll have to actually appeal to, Americans to win elections? Yeah, I could see why you're so upset. Well, listen.
All right, yeah, well, that's exactly right. But we've kind of covered that one. So yeah,
well,
saying the same thing. There is no excuse for them to not have the Save Act. So we can absolutely agree, whether it's from him or Rogan or JD Vance. Democrats don't have an argument there, and most people will support this. It's ridiculous that we have to fight for it. And it's ridiculous that they're going to try to wrap it in. They're going to put the NDAA and we got to intertwine it. Okay, you can have a Save Act, but we got to intertwine Israel's military with ours. It's like, what? Can't we just have them separate? But, it's the kind of thing that Thomas Massey would bring up, and then he'd be labeled as a obstructionist and a grandstander, and we run him out of Washington. So, yeah. Anyway.
Liberty Tango has burner walkie-talkies. I have burner tin cans with strings attached.
We got ham radios, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to find everything. It's terrible.
I know. It was a fun ride while it lasted. Make sure you address your postcards to Blake Wally, FEMA Region 4. We said, right? Your FEMA Region 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll get to me. Right.
I have two more stories in this stack. I don't know how long you feel like hanging out. I'm just
probably not. What are we at? An hour 37? How about 2 hours, Brian? I'll give you another 23 minutes, and then I'm gonna eat.
Joey Manarino.
23. You can keep going as long as I don't know how many stacks you've got. Where's the really juicy? We got some good. So what else is some juicy stuff for this?
Okay.
And what other headlines do we have, Brian?
Well, let me tear through these two.
Okay.
He says this is disgusting. A Canadian same-sex couple is suing their surrogate for $600,000 because she refused to abort their baby at 22 weeks old over a cleft lip. A cleft lip, something they can fix with surgery. They wanted a perfect little accessory, not an actual child. She said no. They took the baby home anyway, and now 2 years later, they're coming after her for emotional distress because the kid wasn't flawless enough for them. This is what happens when you treat babies like designer products you can return or discard. The surrogate did the right thing. She refused to kill that child. These people are the monsters here. Surrogacy has turned children into commodities, and this story proves it. Absolute degeneracy. What say you, Blake? I haven't heard the story like this yet, but I know it's happened more than this.
Wow, that's awful. Makes me think of the movie Gattaca when they start kind of designing, babies and things. But so I guess they paid $600,000. So they expect, like this.
Well, they sued
like buying a dog, like you're getting like the American Kennel Club or whatever. You're getting like the special. You get a litter. I guess you could pick the best one. So in case you get stuck with the runt, I don't know. But I mean, I get what they're saying, but to actually think of over a cleft lip, I could understand if it had like some serious, problems, physical or mental, even though that's still wrong. But I mean, I get it. If they're going to pay $600,000, they want top shelf quality. I respect that. But a cleft lip is fairly common. They can fix that pretty quickly. Maybe not in the third world, but certainly here in the first world. If they could pay $600,000 to have a baby, then they could fix a stupid lip thing.
I think it said
wrong.
that they were suing for $600,000.
Oh, suing for $600,000. Okay, maybe I'm misunderstanding.
But regardless, it's not cheap. I've looked into it. It's not cheap. If people want more American babies, maybe surrogacy and test tube babies and creating them should be a little less cost prohibitive. But yeah, Dina says, they're going to murder the child. So now they're offended.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And how do they want it murdered? I mean, come on. Would you put your surrogate through that? And it's just like, I'm not anti-abortion, but I find it disgusting. And then the way that they have to remove the baby is also like absolutely horrific and disgusting. So it's like it should only be there for like extreme cases,
emergencies,
and like that is just not anywhere near. That's inhuman. Sorry, but it was going to be born with like half a brain, and it was just going to be a liability. Sorry, I misunderstood that. If they were going to pay $600,000 for a very defective one, I get it, but that's just horrific. So anyway,
maybe the way this is written is a little wonky, but it sounds like the Canadian same-sex couple is suing for $600,000 for distress or whatever that phrase was. Okay, let's go through the final batch of things that here we go that we have
lightning
here.
Round. Yeah,
Mark says, hey, that Canadian couple, maybe put them on the trail with the bear. I mean, and there's that. Oh yeah, and some Gattaca fans here. Gattaca.
Have you seen that movie, Brian?
I haven't seen it, but I know
you've seen Transformers, but you haven't seen Gattaca. You haven't seen what was the other one? Hot Tub Time Machine. What else have we discussed? There's so many movies that you haven't watched, but then you'll try to get me like, oh, you gotta watch Transformers. Yeah,
you should. The first 3 are good.
Okay,
it's action. There's some sex appeal. There's
so many great movies that have brought. Like Gattaca has got to be so much higher regard than Transformers. No offense, maybe not in terms of like financial success at the box office, but as far as being like a good quality movie, I don't know.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Hot Tub Time Machine is hilarious. It's like you have no excuse not to watch it, and plus they have the Cleveland Browns scene, which I can't believe you haven't seen. It boggles my mind that you haven't seen that.
And by the way,
it might be available on Tubi, huh?
And I think I mentioned before, but in that movie, that dude from The Office,
Steve Carell, or I don't know.
No, the black dude,
Craig Robinson. No,
was it Robinson? Craig Robinson.
Craig Robinson. Yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff, but he's not.
And he does comedy and he plays the piano and stuff. But yeah. I camped at the beach in Los Angeles at this big annual party thing, and threw the football around with Craig Robinson for like 2 hours.
That's right. You told me that.
The music was so loud, like we didn't even communicate. We just nonstop threw the football around, just having a grand old time. Like you give me a football out at a barbecue or something, I am the happiest guy on it. I just want to throw the football every time. I just want to throw the football.
That's what I did on 4th of July. I sat in the pool and we threw like this ball. Like it's a ball designed for the water. It floats like it's like a big hacky sack ball, and you whip it at each other and it splashes.
Those
I know what you mean. Yeah,
the Nerf ones, those are pretty good too. But yeah, this is like actual football right on the beach. Just
Craig Robinson's awesome. He's in a lot of stuff I like. So he's a really funny guy. So
absolutely. Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman in Gattaca. When was it released? I don't even remember the movie.
2000.
That recent?
No,
there's got to be an older one. Is it a remake? Maybe
don't
I'm
know.
thinking Attica. Maybe I'm thinking Attica.
Maybe. No,
Like a prison
Gattaca
scene
is
where
like
they're banging on the table saying Attica. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Gattaca might even be 20th century. I can't even remember. I'll look it up, but
Rob agrees with you. Watch Hot Tub Time Machine. It's really good. Deb's on a shark binging movie kick lately. Sharks eating bad actors is fun.
Jaws and all that. Yeah.
Sharknado too. Oh yeah. All right.
Gattaca, 1997, and Jude
Rob
Law.
was right, yeah.
Jude Law is so good. They're all. It's such a good movie.
All right. It's on my radar.
Is right. Yeah.
It's
on your radar, Brian. You got time to watch Transformers. I know it's not Transformers.
I'm literally working on a script about robots in space. Like, yes, I'm
oh my
interested
God!
in the
Speaking of
robots
scripts, yeah,
in space.
You're working on a script. All right, I'm going to see it to believe it.
All right, you'll have to see it to believe it. I know. I got to get it out of my head.
Yeah, we've talked about some other related projects. So I don't know if we've. Do we have
Which
any
other ones
notes?
besides Moon Saloon did we talk about?
That's the one. Was that the one you're talking about?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Moon Saloon.
So you're actually working on a script now. Okay.
Yes. All right. To be continued on that.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Lightning round, everybody. This is the New American Media X account. We're at American_media_. Everybody go over here and hit the thumbs up button. Make sure that you are following us because we share so many great relevant stories. And of course, pinned at the top here, this is our link to Patreon. Go to Patreon, the New American Media, and you can sign up to be a monthly supporter. As little as $5 a month. You can also sign up to be a monthly supporter for as little as $5 a month on Rumble and YouTube. You can drop one-time Rumble rant tips and super chat tips. It helps keep the lights on here in the bar. You can do Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, all scrolling at the bottom of the screen. But we make it easy by keeping this pinned here. That's our chit chat with our buddy John. Okay. What is this? Scott Pressler is dominating Alaska, slamming the heat on Rhino Lisa Murkowski to back the Save America Act to secure our elections. All we're asking for is proof of citizenship plus voter ID. That's a damn low bar, folks. Blake, do you have any hope that Lisa Murkowski is going to see the light, or is she just absolutely out to lunch here? Completely compromised or terrified, bribed or blackmailed or threatened like Amy Coney Barrett, who can't ever vote on the right side of important issues because she's been threatened. We saw her in that testimony yesterday.
No, I've always hated her. I don't expect her to do anything patriotic. So waste of time. No.
But I appreciate Scott Pressler's effort to go and turn the heat up on her. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's fine. There's some good stuff.
She can save the country or she can stay a disgusting witch. Choose wisely.
I guess. So what else do we have to discuss? What was your other hot topics on here? Congress gets busy. Okay, Trump to address America. JD goes on Rogan. I was just trying to make sure that we'd covered everything because like about 13 minutes. I'm gonna do a 2-hour out. But you can keep going. What else you got, Brian? Let's get some juice. What's your juiciest stuff here? Or are you just gonna hit them all?
Okay, if you
we didn't even talk about Candace. We didn't even talk about
we're never going to get to anything.
Debunking your. What about your exit when you showed me this video? Did you actually watch that? You sent me because we were talking. We were debating about 30-06.
Yeah, I watched it twice. I watched it when the show was on. Then I played.
You did watch that Rumble? Do you know? Is that the guy you know? That Bob France guy? Who is that?
Yeah, I helped Bob get his show off the ground when he left terrestrial radio and jumped on to Rumble.
Oh, okay. So I don't want to be mean, and I don't want to just absolutely trash the guy that he had on the show tonight. I mean, he seems like a nice guy, but it was just like, wow. There's a lot of room for me to absolutely pick this stuff apart.
But there's also a lot of other people that are saying exactly what he's saying. You're in your echo chamber, he's in his. And I'm just trying to listen to both sides.
I listen to both sides. So you thought that was compelling argument from the expert?
It was.
Well, no, I'm glad you sent it to me. I'm not trying to rip it.
It was along the lines of what I'm hearing a lot of other people saying.
But did you find it compelling?
No, it's not impossible.
Okay.
Yes. just to that degree. No, like it's the smoking gun. It's a smoking bullet. It's a smoking gun. It proves everything.
It's a magic bullet, and there was no smoking gun. The dogs couldn't find it because it wasn't fired. The grandpa's old 30-06 was just sitting there and it had dust in the barrel. And the dogs can't find it. Why? Because it hasn't been fired. Anyway, so they just found it in the woods. He had disassembled it and then reassembled it. Changed his clothes, jumped off the roof. Anyway,
well, we had a good chat on that on Monday, and we can talk about it in subsequent shows. We're gonna do lightning round though. We're gonna try to move fast. President Trump says that the Republican Senate needs to fire the parliamentarian who was appointed by your guy, radical left Senator Harry Reid from.
Well,
Nevada.
when I used to live in Nevada, he was the senator. I was not a fan, but yes, and he was also up to his eyeballs in the Bundy Ranch. So bad.
Do you agree that the parliamentarian needs to get fired because they keep ruling against Republicans, and John Thune has every right to do it? Well, like why are we allowing someone to handicap, to ruin our chances of getting things passed? Do you think the parliamentarian should be removed? Is there any reason why they're not letting Trump make recess appointments, and why they're not getting rid of the parliamentarian, except they are running obstruction for the deep state to keep Trump from getting his agenda through? And then Trump gets blamed for not being Trump enough. He's not getting enough done. He's not arresting and indicting enough people because his own fucking party isn't his own fucking party.
Whatever helps them get stuff
and
done,
and
I'm
lackeys.
done. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to disagree. Go ahead.
I know. And I wasn't yelling at you.
No, I know.
It's the frustration of it because Trump's getting blamed for a lot of things not happening, but what are you going to do when your own team is rowing in the opposite direction? You can only do so much. Okay. Blake, do you give a shit what kind of eggs you get when you're at the store? This is a story about eggs. It's not like a hot topic per se.
Right. Yeah, I know.
I'm just scrolling through my stack.
Yeah.
Do you care when you get eggs, or do you look what kind?
I don't get the cheapest stuff, but I don't get like the super deluxe stuff or anything like the ultra free range organic super. I try to get something kind of in the middle, or I go to like Costco, or I forget what the brand I buy is, but I do care. And I miss having like the ranch eggs, and there's a huge difference. You can tell by just the quality of the shells and the flavor. Yeah, it's a lot to it. So
yeah, I go for the pasture raised, and I think the nutritional content is better. I think they taste better. The color's like a deeper orange, like it's just a richer
amber
color.
Yeah,
double yolks are the best. Yeah, but anyway, I used to think cage free was what you're supposed to get. No, they're indoors, no outdoor access, and it's almost like being in a cage. Free range is like, yeah, you can have a little bit of outside dirt area, but it's not good. Organic's better, but pasture raised is what you want, or pasture raised corn and soy free. Anyway, let's keep scrolling. Not a hot topic, but we were talking about eggs earlier, so it seemed to make sense. Elon is saying the best thing to do with AI safety is to make him a maximum truth-seeking AI, maximally curious, not a cage, a philosopher. Blake, do you have current thoughts on Elon? Still mistrustful? Obviously appreciative that he took over X and brought some freedom of speech to Twitter, but is he just using this to implant chips into our brains and control us like autonomous robots?
Well, I don't know about that, but it's a data collection. That's invaluable. You know what everybody's thinking. We're talking about there's so much that you can vacuum up for there. So yeah, that could feed the AI as well. Mixed bag there. I want to like Elon. I'm glad he bought Twitter. It was definitely worse before. But it still could be a lot better. And there's a lot of things I could, complain about, but I won't.
Look. Rocky's drinking eggs. Rocky's drinking eggs. The eggs are, we need to just retitle this eggs.
He's talking about like Candace. Let's talk about debunking the 30-06. That might get like, your big windfall of traffic, or, certain topics that might be a little more spicy this time of night. But hey, we're just feeling this out, Brian. So, and I'm just riding shotgun. If anyone complains, it's Brian. These are Brian's topics here. My stack would have been
all
hardcore,
Candace all day. I know.
Boom,
But how many days must we beat that dead horse every single day?
Because that was a huge issue last week.
It still
and this
is.
going to be a huge issue. We're talking about the Democrats and the election coming up. Well, what about the split between MAGA and MIGA? How's that going to work out? You're getting a lot of people that are disenfranchised like me that I don't even want to show up and vote at all. Or you've got people like, Fed boy Nick Fuentes who are going to be like, oh, let's just vote Democrats as a, show to like stick it to the Republicans. I don't know what's going to happen. As nuts as the Democrats are, I'm not that confident. Like, what do we do here? Who's America first?
Starting a third party?
Who's MAGA? What is MAGA anymore? There's no third party.
Tucker said Tucker's been alluding to it.
But yeah, that's not going to happen. If anything happens, it's 2028. And I think he's already said he doesn't want to be president. And I don't even know if there'd be anything they could do.
Just like Dave Portnoy, just like a lot of people look around and go, I'm
Stephen A. Smith, right? Yeah, I got you.
But by the way, don't sleep on Stephen A. Smith. He might be the best opportunity for the Democrats to save themselves from themselves. Don't sleep on him. I would put money.
I'm not. I would support him for the Democrats.
I would put money on Stephen A. Smith to be the nominee. I would place a bet. I wonder what the Kalshi odds are that he's the nominee in 28. Because I think the DNC is smart enough to keep the Bernies and the Mamdanis and the commies and the socialists away, just like they did when they rig every other election to put a Biden or a Kamala in there. It's like, just be our puppet. Just be our stupid little puppet.
It's all
I think Stephen A. Smith might be the dark horse candidate for the Democrats to save themselves from themselves. I don't think he could win, but I think it's highly possible. Is he on the? Are you looking up the Kalshi?
I'm looking at. This is the first time I've never gone on Polymarket until just now. So I want to see.
Take a look just now, and I'll give you a second to just ask. There's a
presidential nominee, 1%.
That's it. Ooh, that's a good time to put $10 on something.
Democrat nominee, 2%.
Okay. Oh yeah,
presidential election winner. Okay, 20% for Vance, but yeah, for the primaries, just for the presidential nominee. Let me see how much. 1 million is a lot of volume on it. Holy shit! I can't believe people do this.
Mark is saying, Stephen A. Smith, are you nuts, dude?
Well,
it's not hard to be the most rational Democrat in the room. When I hear him slow down. And he's not doing his performance art because it's performance art. Everybody blasted Alex Jones like, oh, in the divorce trial, I said that I'm putting on an act. You're trying to fucking entertain for 4 hours a day. Of course we're acting. Of course we're trying to be engaging, and maybe we're ranting and maybe trying to talk for 4 minutes in a row. Maybe something in there is a soundbite that can be clipped and go viral. Yes, we're acting. But like when you just sit down and talk and calm down, Stephen A. Smith makes a lot more sense than most of the people on the Democrat side. What am I looking at here?
Is that it?
Full screen on this for you. All right, walk me through. What are we looking at?
That's the presidential nominee for 2028.
Gavin Newsom? No way.
Yeah, way 20%.
That's way.
Well, then don't bet him. But I mean, yeah, he's gonna be a front runner. You got AOC 14%. John Ossoff, I've heard of. I don't know.
Okay, hold on. You know that John Ossoff is one of the two that President Trump has said are illegitimate senators from Georgia.
That's right. That's right. I know the name. Yeah. Okay.
Will he be removed? Will they be arrested? I don't know. Ossoff at 12? I would can you short sell these and say, I bet that this person absolutely.
Yeah, buy no. So if you said buy no for 79 cents.
Don't tell me this. I want to start making.
So I could put $10 to win $12.41 to say Gavin Newsom will not be the nominee. But how confident are you that he will not be the nominee, Brian? Really, honestly, how much would you want to put on? You want to put let's see. Let's put.
What are the odds? If I put $10 on,
let me bet 100. $100 pays 120.
No, I wouldn't bet 100. That's stupid. $10 I would do. $10 against Gavin Newsom getting the position. $10 on Newsom.
That doesn't sound very confident to me, Brian.
Well, I'm not a big gambler. I don't like gambling. The house always wins. You worked in Vegas, you know that.
Well, yeah, the odds are against you. Yeah, but maybe sometimes you have a hunch.
And by the way, Mark, a sportscaster is lower than a community organizer. I am also a sportscaster. If any of you want some of my The Unhappy Hour merch, shoot me a message on Venmo, and I'll mail these out to you. I am. I'm a sports guy. That's how I kind of. It's
Fair
one of
enough.
the things that I do.
Okay, well there you go.
So tell me, if I put $10 on Newsom to not win, what does that win me? $10 for him to absolutely not.
$12.41.
So I'd get my 10 back plus 12.
I think so. Yeah, but it's
not a
I know
lot.
sports really well, but I don't know the poly market.
I would bet AOC might be able to dominate that party if the old hats aren't able to Pelosi them into putting another Biden or Kamala up there. AOC is probably the highest likelihood. No way, Kamala.
Okay, well $10 to win $66 for.
Now that would be for her to win the nomination.
Yeah.
Yeah, people like Scott Adams always talked about don't sleep on AOC. She might be dumb, but she's cute and she's resonating. Jon Stewart, Ro Khanna. Look at this list of Dwayne Johnson. I think Dwayne is backing away from politics.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, man.
Look at this.
I like Jon Stewart. I respect Ro Khanna to some extent.
I like early 2000s Jon Stewart.
Stephen A. Smith.
Now, if you tell me, if I put $10 on Stephen A., what could that win me? To win it.
Stephen A. Smith to buy $10 to win $1,000.
Oh shit! Yeah, I want in on this. Okay, so if anyone wants to, okay, perfect. So if anybody wants to throw a Rumble rant or a super chat of $10, well, actually, it would have to be 15 because they take their 15 or 20%, whatever it is. Go ahead, shoot a $15 Rumble rant over so I can place a $10 bet to try to win 1,000. How much is that? 1,067? That's
That's
wild.
a hell of a long shot, man. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I would take that.
Who do you think?
I mean, if I had to vote for anybody on this list, I mean, like I said, those are the only few that I would even consider. Yeah, Jon Stewart, Ro Khanna, and Stephen A. Smith.
Talafrico.
I don't like anybody
Whitmer,
else.
Winfrey, Obama for another term. Hillary. Oh, Hill Dog coming back.
No, I dislike.
Liz Cheney is the Democrat. Look at that. Liz Cheney on the Democrat side, where she belongs.
$1,600 if she wins.
No way I would waste that 10.
Mr. Beast. No, there's only 3 people on this whole. Oh, no. Yep, that's it. Graham Plattner's done. Buy $10 to win $2,400. If Graham Plattner can somehow miraculously clear up his image. No, okay. Well, Fetterman, Tim Walz, Mr. Beast.
Fetterman needs to become a Republican already. He needs to leave that crazy train. He occasionally makes some sense. Him and Stephen A. occasionally make sense. And that's as low a bar as the Democrats have right now. Can you occasionally sound like a human being 30% of the time? Oh, my God. Rob Conrad off the top ropes. He goes, I want to see you bet on Stephen A. Smith.
Right.
Would you look at this? Rob, I appreciate you, brother. Liberty Tango coming in off the top rope. Appreciate you, brother. They really want me to make this bet. I'm loving this. Love you guys. This is great. But man, I'm scared to start gambling on this, Blake. I'm not much of a gambler.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna get hooked. Yeah, you're that kind. You're gonna be like, I won't do it. Then you do it. Then you just it hooks you.
You're a bit of a
gambler, you're putting it
right?
Huh?
Little bit of a sports game.
I'm mostly NFL and maybe some NBA, but I mean, I'm pretty well. I mean, football in general. I'll bet on college too. So football is my thing. I could bet on any of the sports, but I'm really just football and basketball. That's all I really watch, these days. I've given up on baseball and everything else.
Did you watch the All-Star game yesterday?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Zero interest.
The Indians had a good showing. They had a couple pitchers, pitching well, and Bazana didn't do much, but he's a rookie. Like
I don't even know who Bazana is. Yeah, I don't even know.
Bazana was the number 1 pick like 2-3 years ago. So like he's just now a starter. It's second base. So that's pretty good. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We got to acknowledge Unholy Oaks, the reason why we've got the band back together, Blake.
Right.
I mean, not the reason, but like, he was just such a Blake Wally fan. I watched him on this show. I watched him on your show. Like, I wish you guys would do more shows. I'm like, we probably should. We probably should.
Yeah. I don't know how we're going to work. We're just throwing a couple out there. I don't know, but yeah, we could, depending on what you want to do. I don't know, Brian. I don't know what you're scheduling. You're doing like 2 shows a day now. That's insane, brother. Insane.
But it's also my favorite time of day.
I think it's your favorite thing to do. You love talking and being on camera and covering stuff.
I like riffing. I like riffing and telling jokes and like interacting with the comments and everything. You know, and by the way, Unholy Hoax puts our show up on his 80-inch TV.
Nice. 80. Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, 75. Okay, yeah, the 80.
He's got you beat. So
Hell
like
yeah.
he'll put us up on the big screen for our shows, and then he'll be working on his laptop and doing other things. And it's
Cool.
up
I
there.
hope we're coming in better because internet was pretty wonky before. But
I think it was pretty good. Thank you for popping in here, Unholy Hoax.
Yeah.
I could go through some more stories, but I think Blake has turned into a pumpkin, which is fine. Like you said, you're doing double shows, Brian. You're friggin' nuts. I might be nuts, but we do get different viewers in the evening versus in the morning, or noon. Because really,
I might be inclined to cover a couple of other things. We've got something hardcore, like boom. Let's bring on something juicy, Brian. No more eggs. No more.
I'm just going to pepper you with questions. All right? I'm going to pepper you with questions. I want 1-sentence answers. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Blake, would you go see I Play Rocky, the film following a young Sylvester Stallone on the dramatic journey it took to get Rocky made? Would you watch Stallone? The new I'm sorry, I Play Rocky. Would you watch this upcoming movie?
I'd be mildly interested. I wouldn't see it at the theater.
Oh, he's drinking eggs.
Reviews.
Egg talk. More egg talk. Sorry.
Yeah, if it
like a real movie, MGM.
I wouldn't go to the theater for it, but unless it got like just outstanding reviews or something like that. Yeah, I think it's mildly interested, but I know the Rocky story, so I don't know. I'm sure it's all right. There's potential there, but
I'd be interested as well. I would probably watch it. No, probably not in a theater, but yeah, I'm very interested in it. And he finished his script for Rocky. I can certainly finish Moon Saloon.
Did it in a couple of days, right?
Ted Cruz says the Senate ought to take up Lindsey Graham's Russia sanctions bill and renaming it the Lindsey Graham Russia Accountability Act and pass it overwhelmingly. Blake, are you in favor of such a thing?
Rename it the
sanctioning Russia, calling it Lindsey Graham Russia Accountability Act. Impact will last for decades of Lindsey Graham, and the legislation should too.
That to me shows that he was probably killed by the Russians in that drone factory, and so it's probably legit. So this is like somehow they're from beyond the grave. They're going to stick it to the Russians. No, I'm sick of Tel Aviv Ted and all these neocon warmongers. Lindsey was an interesting character. It's too bad he wasn't a strategist instead of a senator. Maybe I could have liked him a little bit more. But no, I hate Ted Cruz these days. Hate him. There's a lot of people like Randy Fine. There's a lot of these people I can't stand anymore.
Well, how about
I used to like?
He says that anybody over the age of 30, active service members, they will be tested annually for testosterone and offered testosterone replacement therapy moving forward. Good idea?
I guess I'm not qualified to answer that, but I guess if they're active duty and if they're people that have to go and fight, then yeah, I'll leave that to the experts. I'm not against it. So yeah, if that helps the troops, hopefully in a justified war. Hopefully they're not being sent into Iran. Wouldn't like their odds there. That's a tough environment. So let's yeah, okay, well, yeah, cool, I guess. All right, Brian, I thought that was gonna be something juicy. You're just hitting every one.
No, we can bounce. We can bounce.
Brian's not very selective.
Alexander Vindman. You know Vindman, right?
Yeah.
He's actually running for Florida Senate. He's not condemning Graham Plattner. He's a piece of garbage. Yeah, Vindman. He's implicated in all sorts of things.
Yeah, what's he doing running? Yeah, I gotcha.
Talafrico, as we call him, says border walls are useless and senseless. Do you disagree with that, Blake?
No.
Useless, senseless border walls. Talafrico.
What an idiot. Yeah.
I knew Unholy Hoax would like Tel Aviv Ted. Making him laugh over there. Tel Aviv Ted.
Israel first, man. I used to like him. What a disappointment he turned out to be.
Hey, Mitch McConnell's wife, Elaine Chao, spotted leaving his rehab center. Why is she? There you go. Do you think he's doing fine over there, Mitch McConnell? He hasn't been fine for years. Why would he be fine now?
Been fine for years. I don't think. Yeah, I think he's probably just hooked to a machine. I don't really know if there's anything going on anymore. It's a big cover up. So they're lying. So I have to expect the worst. So we've been busted in 2 major hoaxes with an AI picture and then Scott Jennings and his 20-minute phone call. Sure, you did, Scott.
That was weird. Yeah, I don't know what.
It's not weird. He's the former advisor. I don't blame him for coming out there and trying to run cover, but he's full of shit and he got exposed. So,
but you can only burn your reputation once. It takes a lifetime to build a reputation, and you can burn it with a single,
Yep, just like Jack Posobiec, Benny Johnson. Yep.
Who do you like in the media today, Blake? Who do you?
Very few. You were on a show, or you had him on a show. I think you had Clint Russell. I don't even know if I saw that. I'm just. I still like Tucker Carlson. I still like Dave Smith. I respect.
I met Dave Smith, and I had Clint Russell on the program during the election cycle, right after the assassination attempt, I believe.
Yeah, like Ben Swan.
Ben's on the intro to the show. Yeah.
Health Ranger Mike Adams.
I talked with Health Ranger Mike Adams. He was at a JFK anniversary thing with John B down in Dallas. He's like, Brian, I'm here with the Health Ranger. If I could put him on for a second. I'm like, yeah, sure. Let's put Health Ranger on. And I talked to him for a minute or two or something.
Yeah.
It's a weird Venn diagram of overlapping journalistic conversations.
I met Mike Adams too. Yeah. He's an interesting guy. I've been following him for years. So yeah, there's still and John B. Wells. He's a good dude. So there's still some good people in this. But I've given up on all the MAGA people. They're done. The rebranding of MAGA, I don't want anything to do with any of those people. They make me sick. So
is there any good MAGA people left then? Any? Is there even Rand Paul voted in for the wrong?
Yeah, he is disappointing that he voted on that one. I'm not gonna, condemn him completely off one. I would like an explanation for that one. But I don't know. In this new MAGA rebrand, who else do I like? I mean, I've given up on so many people. The Tim Pools and the Jack Posobics and other people I sort of loosely respected. Even Mike Cernovich. Like all the people that were in the binder stuff. I've called out Cernovich like 3-4 times already. And I just called him out again today because he was trying to insinuate that, the reason he doesn't like Tyler Robinson is because of the ear. In fact, let me put this up there. Is this on here?
Which
place?
Yes.
Let's show this one. This one really pissed me off.
What is that?
I got a lot more likes, and of course Cernovich, gatekeeper. I guess even though he's known who I am since at least 2016, we attended one of his events in 2019. He's never responded. All the times that I've responded, like tweets, whatever, he's never responded to me once. So I take that as being shunned.
Well,
I don't care. He's more of a gatekeeper, but here he goes. He goes, if you wonder why I believe Tyler Robinson is a shooter, it's because Antifa goons committing acts of terrorism has been a way of life for OG MAGA, which I am OG MAGA, for over a decade. Okay, well,
that is true. We know that to be true.
Okay, well, do you know Tyler Robinson is Antifa?
I mean, you would have to not believe the state's case to believe that he's not, because they're saying that. He's
saying if you wonder why I believe Tyler Robinson is a shooter, it's because Antifa goons committing acts of terror. So he's basically saying that he's an Antifa goon, and that he must be guilty. Yeah, he must be the shooter because he's a target. He's a victim of, and he is. I'm not saying he dealt with a lot of shit, took a lot of arrows. Cerno, and has been attacked by the left, of course. So I'm not holding that against it, but I responded respectfully, said, "Hey, does Tyler seem like an Antifa goon to you, Brian? Have you seen this video? This is Tyler Robinson. This is where
that's not 4K resolution. I don't know who that is.
Oh, stop!
He's got a red shirt on. It could be anybody. That's not 4K. I can't really make out. That could be anyone. It's just a generic white guy. It might be
No,
AI.
this is Tyler Robinson. This is old video.
Is this video from an Egyptian plane? I'm trying
Brian,
to
I know you're trying to run cover because you're. I guess you like the Binder Club and the Miga.
I'm keeping it open.
Brian's in the Miga Club,
shot him.
right?
Maybe he did. Maybe he did. I haven't said.
Maybe he did. Yeah, we
don't.
don't know, but we don't have any video, and we know the gun wasn't fired, and we know that the gun caliber couldn't have done what it did to Charlie. So we can rule it out. But let's take a look at Tyler. We never see him, but does he seem like an Antifa?
I don't think I've ever heard him speak a word.
Of course you haven't. So here you go. This is him getting his acceptance letter and his scholarship from being accepted to a university. Here, let's listen.
Which one did he go to? Was he at
Utah State University?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's it.
Here we go.
And by the way, real quick, one more thing. You were saying that his roommate was a the school assigned roommate.
I don't know. We don't know who he is. When you're in college, yes, as a freshman, you might get assigned a roommate if you don't know anybody. But also, if you need a roommate, you might have a friend who graduated and now you're in an apartment and you need another roommate and you're maybe not being that selective. So people get roommates all the time, randomly or just out of circumstance. Hey, you also go to the student. Hey, we're at the same major. You might not be friends with your roommate, but you live with them. We don't know that he's
the first year.
Right.
Dude moved out and got a 0.0. And then I got a solo room that I definitely used that freshman year. Does he own any other shirts than this maroon shirt?
I don't know. So
is this the same shirt from the video that's not him in the video?
It could be. I mean, it could be. We don't even know. There's showing other videos where he's got like the sleeves are longer or shorter. So we really don't know. So that's the thing about this case is where they keep trying to condemn this guy, and we really don't have anything conclusive to tie him to the event. No real clear video showing him, especially with a gun. He doesn't have a gun. He might be in a parking lot. But that's about the best they can do. And at the Dairy Queen. But here he is. So this is him getting his little acceptance and his scholarship from his, okay. So it's a little family thing. Nice little wholesome fun, maybe. Or is he an Antifa goon? Brian, let's hear from you. Here's your reaction.
Okay. Congratulations. You have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
So Tyler was a 4.0 student, and I don't know if he got like a 34 on his ACT. Like he's super smart. Seems like a good kid. I don't know how Mike Cernovich somehow wants to tie him into Antifa, which really makes me fucking pissed. I don't know. So I'm really doubting. I'm really turning on Cernovich.
I don't know why you get pissed at that.
He's running cover for Jack Posobiec,
let me finish
buddy.
Let me just finish the sentence. I've seen this. I've played this countless times.
Yeah.
Before and after freshman year of college, when people show up and it's this gorgeous lady, she's at school. At the end of her freshman year of indoctrination, she's got the septum piercing. You can see in her eyes she's angry. Her hair's chopped off. It's green on one side. It's purple on the other. You drop them off at a Marxist indoctrination camp, and it does not take long for some people to shovel in the bullshit and go bonkers and lose their brains.
That's a lot of leaps, Brian, to say that he was the shooter of Charlie Kirk. You're saying that?
No. You were asking if they can be an Antifa goon if they seemed like a nice buttoned-up person the day they got a scholarship before they attended college. People are radicalized at the Marxist indoctrination camps heavily freshman year. So is it possible that the dude went from a normal kid to a fucked up weirdo living with a furry? He was living with a furry, a weirdo. Maybe. Well, unless he wasn't. Dearest lover, I regret to tell you that my secret will be exposed to the world. Dearest lover, I love you so. I mean, he was either in love with the furry and he got radicalized because Charlie wasn't accepting enough. It's possible. I don't say that as completely impossible because he was reading a letter of getting a scholarship. I can't jump to the conclusion that Cernovich is a whack job because
it's not he's a whack job. He's not a whack job. He's a smart guy, but he seems to be running cover for Jack Posobiec and this official story, which is total bullshit. And it's wild because he's supposed to be a lawyer. But I mean, he was there at the Binder Gate. So he was the one, oh, yeah, this is Epstein. Maybe they didn't know.
Yeah,
but who knows what those guys talk about behind those meetings? That was like their first big batch of the journalists. That was all like a lot of the big names, the Liz Wheelers and so many others that were there, the libs of TikTok and Rogan, the
Benny.
DC Drano. I don't know if Benny might have been there. Jack Posobiec was there. A lot of the biggest names in the alternative media were at that. And so to me, it seems like they were compromised there. Or I'm trying to make sense of how does Cernovich make a jump like that. But he's also been running cover all week, like, oh, the 30-6, trying to dismiss that because of, old, forums from deer hunters. And the one time they didn't have an exit wound. Like, he's really going to a lot of trouble or try to with the MLK or so it's disturbing to watch that. So we have a presumption of innocence still proven guilty. I haven't seen anything from this. The hearing was a joke last week. And it's wild to see him trying to tie this into like an Antifa thing. Like, we have no idea if he was in Antifa. So it's a lot of jumps. I don't think that it's very a good direction to go down to. And he's certainly got room to be criticized. And because he was with Bindergate, because he's friends with Posobiec, I have reason to just basically, he's pretty much discredited in my opinion, after what I've seen over the last couple of weeks. So a lot of people don't like him to begin with. He can be kind of an arrogant dick, but I can respect him as an alpha and a smart guy.
Yeah, name a podcaster that isn't an arrogant dick to some degree.
Well, you got to have some kind of confidence and ego, but right.
Yeah. So
I hear you, but you're right. Well, I don't think he does a podcast because he's not that well liked. But he does go on other shows sometimes.
He doesn't
do a lot of live video.
Cernovich a lot. I read.
No,
Cernovich.
He's a writer. Yeah, he's prolific on Twitter X, and he writes. He's a very good writer, but he doesn't do a lot of the podcasts anymore. That was mostly during like the election years.
Blake, you were with us when we went to that thing with
2019. So that's why I think I'm like, I've met this dude.
Yeah.
And he's known me since I'm sure at least 2016. I know he's liked one of my retweets or something. Like, come on, I'm sure he's seen something from me at some point, and I've liked I don't know how many hundreds of his tweets or retweeted him. And then he does respond to other people, but he has never responded to me, not one single time. Not even liked a tweet, something I reply, anything. So I'm sick of these people. It's just same thing. Tim Cat, like a lot of these people, they seem like they're just gatekeepers. I mean, I don't even know how much I care anymore, and that I see what these people are really like now. And no, I'm pretty disappointed. I'm disgusted with just about everybody. Yeah, there's not a lot of people I like and respect anymore.
Yeah, I watched it
on that shit list now.
Yeah, I caught your Toxically Masculine Tuesday conversation where Mike's like, all right, we're going here. And like the three of you ganged up on Mike. You're like, what the what?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. No, I know. As Mike is a super smart guy. He's done a great presentation, breaking down the JFK event. And he's excellent at, going through. I don't even understand all the UFO videos, but he's with his science and engineering background. He can debunk a lot of these fake UFO things. So he is one of the premier experts in that field. So I'm surprised to see him, swallow the official story. Like basically these retarded text messages and hearsay, and there's no possible way you can connect that gun to what the damage that was done to Charlie's neck. So it's BS. And sorry, no offense. I watched that video that you sent me, in good faith. And I don't want to rip on your friend, but it was ridiculous. I mean, I have notes of all the stuff that they were trying to say to try to make it seem like the 30-6 could have been it with this expert who was brought in. So this was an article from Chris Lash from the Daily Wire, who obviously have a vested interest in debunking anything out of the Candace camp.
But it
or anything
doesn't
from
mean
the
that what he
story.
says is incorrect.
I know. No, I got.
Let
me tell you what he said. I haven't even finished the whole thing.
Yeah, if you took notes, let's hear them, because I'm trying to unpack it on both sides. I've left open the possibility that the state's case is actually what happened. I'm not convinced that it happened that way, but I'm not convinced like you are that none of it is possible or most of it is impossible. I have not reached that conclusion at all.
Okay.
So yeah,
well,
if you took, I want to hear it. Yeah.
Here's what he said about the bullet. So there's one of the things he's trying to debunk is he's creating a straw man because the 30-06 is it's a long round. So he's saying, oh, it's not the whole round, so they're making it sound like it's not that big when it's actually fired. Yeah, I know there's the cartridge and there's a smaller bullet. So that's one of the things that they were talking about. And that the tip of the bullet is soft enough to write with, and that it can mushrooms rapidly. Right. And so it can transfer energy into the animal. So it's for hunting. And it doesn't, always have an exit wound, which we've discussed. This is a beast.
And it's also, let me on that particular point, there's a full metal jacket that if you anticipate something will go on a straight line and go through entrance wound, exit wound, straight line, full metal jacket is going to be a full tipped going through. These are lead tipped. These are the bullets that were cased there that had that allegedly, I guess everything is hearsay from the state. It's etched with whatever, catch this fascist or whatever the fuck they allegedly wrote on it.
You really believe that he engraved
I'm saying allegedly.
Right.
It's fine.
Okay, allegedly. All right.
Allegedly. But it's a lead tipped that's designed to go in and mushroom peel out and bounce around inside to cause maximum damage to take out what you shoot. It's not designed to go in and go out.
Sure.
So anyway, they talked about that for a little while.
Right. But as you're also talking about, it was an animal hunting and a much thicker hide, tougher muscles, denser bones.
We talked about it on the
soft human neck, Brian. Sorry, it's not. It's a big difference between
if
shooting
it goes
a deer
in
and an
hits
animal.
The spine vertebrae, it goes in and hits your vertebrae. I mean, on the program earlier today, one of our comments, I think it was John, was like, I don't know. I've killed and skinned a lot of deer. The deer skin is not that much thicker than human skin. That was his comment. I'm just listening. Anyway, what other notes did you have? I'm curious.
Right. Like the skin of buck is like a big deal because you can need a really freaking sharp knife. So yeah, you can use clothing. It'll last forever. That's what, pioneers kill deer and you use the hide to make clothing out of. It's tough and it's durable. Right. But you can't. Stopping bullets. All right. Anyway, they're saying, okay, so then they switch into Candace and the other nut jobs are counting on you, not knowing that it's not as big of the bullet as they show it, and that it could mushroom or transfer energy and doesn't always exit. But that's in the context of hunting, not in terms of hitting a human neck. Let's see. He says, then they go in the people have short attention spans. And then people watch too many movies and they think this is going to happen this way or a certain way. He says it's impossible to predict how bullets are affected. Yes, that is true. Outlines the best way to create, an actual shooting test. But I think this blows up in his face because he was saying that where they were using oranges and pork chops and clothing, which also is tougher to puncture, but that's not what they're doing. Charlie, it didn't hit. He wasn't wearing a turtleneck. Sorry. So he kind of destroyed his own argument. He did that several times. I felt kind of bad for him.
But he was just pointing out that ballistics channel often uses oranges for lungs and this for that, pork for. And
if they did, right. But if they did set it up that way, it would not survive that test. So it's kind of like, oops, he shouldn't have said that, because if they replicated that set, and I've seen, I showed you the one earlier where they were actually using like cinder blocks and pork, like. That was much different, and that went through everything. So let's see, what is the outline? Okay, so however, there was no clothing, soft human neck. They don't want people to know it was a soft bullet. That's what they're trying to say. It's because it's too soft.
But it's not a full metal jacket, which does change how the exit would be. By the way, I have a question that I don't know the answer to.
Sure.
I think what angle were they? Where did the shot come from allegedly if this guy shot it? It was up.
It was at a higher angle.
Was it straight on or was it off to the side?
I believe it was down to some degree. He's
down.
On a rooftop.
Yes.
From shooting down at 140 yards. So there is an angle.
Was it sideways or was it more? Dead
right
on.
into the meat of the neck.
And
then there was magically no exit wound. But then he brings up this other crazy thing about how there was lots of blood, which he admits. But then he goes into this old like MythBusters episode, those old show where they were shooting bullets into a pool of water. But then he says, "Oh, it was 5 feet of water." So the point is, like, if you shot through 5 feet of liquid, you're probably the exit wound is not going to be there, but you didn't shoot through 5 gallons or 5 feet worth of blood through his neck. So it was a stupid point. No offense. Then they were going into Charlie was no slouch. He was extremely fit. And the other guy said, yeah, I'm sure his neck muscles were pretty toned. Like, really? Like, and there are some like wrestlers that do have really thick necks, but I mean, that was like, come on.
I will just add to that point.
Right.
When I talked with Charlie, I forgot that I must have met him and got a picture taken with him. I scrolled past him, like, I don't really remember taking a picture with him. I didn't really follow him all that much, but I knew other people did, so I wanted to hear what he had to say. No, he's a big dude. He's a large guy. Like,
I know that.
Think of Charlie Kirk like a skinny little pencil neck or whatever, but like he's
Ben
kind
Shapiro?
of a larger guy. He played basketball in high school and college, or
I know, but Brian, you're doing what that guy did. You're like, oh yeah, well he's a big dude and he was toned. Yeah, I get that. But that doesn't mean that
he's a large
you can't
guy.
stop
He's
a bullet. I understand he's like 6'4" or whatever. That's but that doesn't mean that's not going to stop a bullet. Anyway, so it's just like they're going off onto these stupid things. No offense. So they're shocking about how tall and big he was, and he's not made of jello like those, bodies that they shoot with the ballistics gel. And then they were saying, they said they actually made him a mistake, and they said he was shot in a denser than usual area. Then he talks about deer and humans not being the same thing. Well, like, no shit. But did he realize that deer are far tougher than the human body? So, and then he went into like, oh, people are addicted to conspiracies. That's as far as I went. So it was just like down the list, like, oh my God, this is like the best that they can come up with to try to like fit this magic bullet there. And I'm not trying to rip on your friend. This is an impossible task that nobody could do, is to try to defend the idea that Charlie's neck stopped a 30-06 hunting round without an exit.
Without putting words into Mike's mouth.
Yeah.
From your Toxically Masculine Tuesday show.
Yes.
What was your takeaway from why Mike seems to be more like Bob France and his guest today, just kind of going, yeah, I mean, he did it. We all saw it. He was there 4 times. He's on the roof. Blah, blah, blah. They used it. What do you want? Like, what more is there? Like, we got it.
Right.
Why did you, to paraphrase what you heard Mike say yesterday, and go check out Blake's.
Okay, and remember, Mike, and you admitted it because this is what happened.
Hold on, real quick. Just go follow Blake on X. He's at TV's Blake Wally, WALLEY, and check out Toxically Masculine Tuesday with Mike Barra and the other 2 guys. Steve Doran,
Brooks Agnew, and
Dr. Brooks Agnew.
Trail Boss
follow
Steve
Blake
Doran
in that
is
show.
Yeah.
But to paraphrase because Mike was ganged up on 3 against 1. What did you hear Mike saying? Why he
did it to himself? He brought it on.
Yeah, but what were you hearing him say? Why was he kind of agreeing with the state's case? Like, it's all right here. It's just, what are you guys arguing about? What did you hear Mike say?
He wants to believe it.
He wants to, or what he saw was sufficient enough to go, all right, I got it. I mean, that's the case. What?
He was using the text messages as like the proof. Like, yes, he was there supposedly on campus, and he probably was. I'm not disputing that he wasn't, but I mean, who knows what he could have been there just to see Charlie Kirk. It was like, oh, okay, if you like Charlie Kirk and the Turning Point, maybe you want to go visit. Maybe you're going to go drive a few hours. But that doesn't mean like he was there to shoot him. So that's a lot of logical stuff. We don't have any showing of him with the gun. You see him with the maroon shirt and the shorts. And then they show the other figure who's in the all black, but who is several inches taller. Doesn't really look like it. It's not a good, clear picture of him. And then they're showing him with a limp and they're trying to say that, oh, well, that must have been the rifle was in his pants leg. It's just like there's too many jumps there. And sorry, it's hearsay with the text messages. And we covered Tyler was a 4.0 guy with an ACT score of like 34 or like Ivy League. And so and these text messages are written like a fourth grade level. There was another.
They were written like a Civil War love letter to my dearest love at home. I regret to tell you my deepest, darkest secret, but here I go, and please just keep this to yourself.
Yeah,
I did it. Yes, I did. No, that is totally wonky. It reads like a Civil War letter to your dearest back home in Georgia. I admit that is probably the wonkiest piece of all this. It just seems super, really.
Well, yeah, but that's what Mike did. He read those texts as though this was they had him dead to rights. Well, he allegedly, confessed to the crime, and he was there, I guess, on the campus. So guilty as charged. Let's end the story. And Steve wasn't having it. And Steve is a special forces guy, a former detective, former number 2 in security at Los Alamos. Like, he's a real deal guy. And so he knows he's hunted. He's used these guns. You got a video of it on my Instagram of me at Steve's ranch shooting guns. He knows what he's talking about. He knows a 30-06 can't do that kind of a damage to a human neck. And so he wasn't letting Mike, getting away with, oh, well, it was a soft round and it was this, and maybe there was body armor, or maybe it's like we're jumping through too many hoops. It just feels like this is a conspiracy, and that's exactly what we called it. Well, hey guys, and I do see some interesting comments there, so I appreciate the love and the support for all you guys. It's going late, yes, Brian. We tend to drag these shows get.
I was ready to buy. I was ready
it's
to.
All good.
About
you gave me an out at 2 hours, yeah. But I wanted to cover some juicy stuff, so here it is. So we did, and you called me out on this today, and that was fair. I was interested to watch this counterpoint from this expert, but it failed on every level. No offense, but I think it's an impossible thing to do. So that's what the prosecution is going to have to do once this comes back, is to try to tie Tyler to this gun and say that the 30-06 was the firearm that shot Charlie Kirk and then somehow shot him in the neck, but there was no exit wound.
That would be if it comes back, right? Because now the judge has to decide if they've made enough of a case to go. Because this wasn't the trial. We haven't seen everything, right? Like,
I think so. That's what they're presenting. So
there's
no other videos.
Would the prosecution be precluded from using additional information? I've watched a ton of Law and Order, but if you don't submit it in the, what was this called? A pretrial or a hearing for? I'm lost on some of the technicalities.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer either, so I'm not a legal expert.
A little bit different. I've watched I've read all the John Grisham books and watched every Law and Order episode up until a certain point. But I don't know if they have to. I don't know if they have to show every card that they're going to play at this stage. Maybe they do have something different that they're not going to put out there yet. They just have to tell the judge, look, we got a bunch of, we can place them here. We got text messages. Now you can disagree with our conclusions on this. You could say these text messages are fake. This video is fake. That picture's fake. Every piece of evidence presented is fake, which actually feels like more of a conspiracy to me, that all of that is just garbage. It's all fake. It's all AI. None of it's real. Or if he's a patsy, why the hell didn't they kill him in the past 9 months, 10 months in the clink? You never hear of a patsy surviving long enough to actually tell their story.
Even if that did, they're still not going to figure out that weapon. It's like, I don't know. Maybe they did it with the JFK thing because Oswald couldn't defend himself. That rifle that he had, that old bolt action rifle that he was supposedly used in the book depository. It's not going to fly. I mean, I guess they did get away with that then because he couldn't defend himself. So they could say it's impossible for him to fire 3 shots at a moving target through that window at that angle. But
I'm a former Navy SEAL, and there's no way that you could use a bolt action rifle from that window. Here I am testing it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a classic Jesse Ventura What was that show called that he did? Whatever it was.
Conspiracy theories. But the
It was
point is,
just called-
Bill Hicks has talked about that, the comedian. It was like, because I guess they closed off that area because that would be like the one thing. If people would go up like, oh, here's the shooter, here's where he took the shot. And then you go and you look and you go, there's no freaking way he could have made that shot at that angle. So people are like, this is impossible. So they know it's a BS story. And then they know that there's, shots at the grassy knoll. And there were a lot of missing witnesses after that. Hey, I heard shots on the grassy knoll. Oh, well, looks like we got another car accident about to happen. I mean, it's insane. So I'm calling BS. It's a whole big conspiracy. I don't know why people are so... And it's bizarre to me that people want to like condemn this Tyler guy, like without really seeing any substantial evidence.
I mean, there's a lot of evidence presented. If
What?
it's
From Lance,
there's a lot of stuff that was presented. If all that stuff is then deemed the text messages are fake, he wasn't indoctrinated with the furry gay dude that he was living with. He didn't fall in love with his roommate, and he hated Charlie because Charlie was about straight white Christian. This is what I am. These are them, and he grew to hate this guy. And I'm sorry to tell you, I did this shit. Like, no, you didn't do it. Like, they sent some goofy messages, and he's like, I thought I'd be dead by now if I went there and took this shot. 4 videos on camp. It's just, yes, I get conspiracies, and yes, I understand that. It's just now we're on a laundry list of everything that was presented. No, that wasn't his car. No, that wasn't him in the hat. No, that wasn't him in the hallway. No, that wasn't him on the roof. No, that was okay. It just starts to feel more mathematically unlikely that every single thing presented was incorrect, false, AI, or stunt double. I don't know. I'm just watching the case.
Basing it off of one guy is basically Tyler, or this as Lance Twiggs. So the LGBT furry guy
immunity,
who made
right?
a deal. Yes, who made a deal.
Which is suspect.
It's all from him. So it's like, oh, he had the note under the keyboard, and he had the confession from the text, and then there's this Discord stuff. Everything else is just speculated. There's a video of him in a parking lot. There is no video conclusive of him on the roof. Certainly not with the gun. Not
I would say
taking
the
a shot.
two weirdest things are the fact that Twiggs gets the plea deal. I hate that because it just taints everything about what he has to say. It doesn't make it incorrect. It doesn't make it false. It just it clouds it with suspicion. And then that dearest lover, I regret to inform you my deepest, darkest secret. It reads like a romance novel. It reads like something out of Gone with the Wind.
Right.
But
that's
something he's in love with the furry that he met the freshman year, turned gay out of nowhere, and he's maybe he is typing like he's in a antebellum Civil War romance novel with my dearest Lance. But those two things are probably the least likely for me to believe. I think some of the ballistic stuff where people say it could have happened. All right, I don't know.
Why would he do it and confess?
I haven't ruled it out yet.
Yeah, no, I know. For me, it's too many steps, too many leaps.
I hear you, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to talk about all these. So, Blake, tell everybody one more chance where to find you. Thank you for joining us here on today's TNAM PM show. Blake,
thanks for having me, Brian. Yes, I am at TV's Blake Wally on Twitter X. That would be the best place to follow me. It's where I'm most active these days.
Yes, Deb, I have gay male friends, and they don't talk like that either. My love. It seems so hacky and so fake. I agree with that completely. I can't read it and go, oh, come on. And then hearing that Lance gets immunity, you go, I'm actually wondering if Lance might have. I don't know. I want to explain.
Yeah, and it was his Dremel or whatever, that tool that's used to engrave the bullets, which there is no freaking way.
Either they were engraved or they weren't. Because you
know how difficult it is to engrave a bullet with one of these tools, and it's dangerous. And
but Antifa has done that before.
Sure, might do one or something, but for him to do I was just trying to show him doing 5 or 6. It's like, really, you would have to be an obsessed lunatic to try to do. So was he planning on shooting 6 targets, or was it just one? So I mean, that was another weird problem with the story. Oh, it's Lance. Lance got his DNA.
Fire shots. Right. I would engrave the box. So what? It would take me an hour.
Lance's Dremel, Lance's tool, and he has DNA on his grandfather's gun. Like, why does he have the gun there? Why is Lance Twiggs messing with Grandpa's old rifle?
And the story is that the DNA is fresher from Lance twigs on the blanket or the towel.
Yeah,
or something?
most of the DNA is Tyler's, but it's degraded.
And
So
when
it's
we say DNA, are we talking like a gym sock off to the side of your bed, or are we talking like washed his hand? Like, I'm sorry, I just
on the gun, right?
No, on the towel. On the towel, they're saying it was fresher from Lance.
Oh, I don't know exactly.
Yeah,
That I don't know.
exactly
I'm talking about
either.
just on the trigger and the trigger guard of the firearm. That's where the DNA was most degraded.
God bless you.
All right. Well, anyway. Yes,
All right.
Brian. I have not
Follow
eaten.
Blake.
It's 11 o'clock for me. I didn't know it was going to go this long, but it's been fun. But yes, and it's good to see everybody. I don't know, Brian, is there anything final we need to cover here?
I had a couple more points on eggs
Yeah.
that I was going to get to.
That's
We'll have to hold that off for another program.
All right. Fair enough.
All right,
So
everybody.
we'll have to
Thank you
wait.
for joining us
That's
here
all
on
right.
the TNAM PM show. Signing out on behalf of everybody out there in the TNAM universe. I appreciate you. I love you, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Peace.
All right.
Your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.